lives here.
This is Sports Sound.
That is a beautiful finish!
From BBC Radio Scotland.
Yes, welcome to Open All Mics here on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. We'll keep you right across all that's going on across Scottish football this afternoon. So much to talk about in the top flight. I feel we've been neglecting the Championship somewhat, so let's put that right now and head to Firhill, where second place Partick Thistle are up against Arbroath in third, and watching that one for us is Derek Ferguson.
Good afternoon, Al. Really looking forward to this one. Both teams having a terrific season. Couldn't be any different weather-wise from the last time out. Arbroath winning 2-1 at home. I don't know, I think you were there, Al. There's a hurricane blowing up there, as per usual. So we've got great conditions today. You want the teams, Al, or are we just going to crack on?
If there's anything jumping out at you, but I mean, if it's more or less as you were, then don't worry.
There is 3 changes for Thistle. A little change of shape, I think they're going to go 3 at the back. That would be the only thing. Just the one change for Arbroath. They look very similar, but it's a game that Thistle, you would think, have to win, to keep on the coattails of St Johnstone, who have got a difficult game down at Ayr. But I'm looking forward to this one. I'm going to say a full packed house, but there's a terrific atmosphere here at Firhill, so looking forward to it, Al.
Yeah, and covering that St Johnstone Ayr United game for us, the league leaders 3 points above Partick Thistle as things stand at the start of play today. Chris Doolan is watching that one for us.
Good afternoon, Al. Yeah, first versus fourth today, and with the top 4
it's a goal for
playing each other.
And it's an own goal from the big centre back. It comes in on the left hand side. It's Calvin Miller. He plays a 1-2, and it's pretty unfortunate, but it's a great start, I have to say, for Falkirk as they go 1-0 up. I'm not quite sure who it ricochets off, but it ends up in the back of the net. He's got his head in his hands. He cannot believe it. And it's Falkirk 1, Kilmarnock 0, and I don't think Kilmarnock have touched the ball other than that one touch into the net.
Well, I'm afraid we can't help you out in the studio at the moment because there's a problem with a couple of the feeds, and that's one of them. So we're not getting pictures at the moment from the Falkirk Stadium or indeed from Dens Park. Hopefully that can be put right soon enough, but certainly Falkirk in the lead. I mean, that's what a matter of seconds in.
Ethan Brown which came off, and it's just ricocheted into the corner. I mean, it was a good enough start from Falkirk, but my goodness me, what a start. Neil McCann will be raging.
So that's the first minute, Rory, yeah?
Yes, literally just kicked off. Falkirk played the ball forward. They ran down the left-hand side. They played it forward from kick-off. Kilmarnock just giving the ball away again. They barely touched it. He cuts inside. He goes to cut it back. And Ethan Brown, it ricochets off his shin and into the back of the net. Unbelievably so, to make it Falkirk 1, Kilmarnock 0.
Oh, right, Chris Doolan, we'll get back to you. We're so rudely interrupted here by that early own goal.
We've literally just kicked off as well, Al. So, I was just saying, both sides have a lot to play for. Top 4 all playing each other in the Championship, so a big day at the top end of the Championship, and I think both managers, St Johnstone and Ayr United, will want to see a reaction. St Johnstone threw away a lead against Queen's Park last week. Ayr United off the back of a disappointing defeat to Inverness in the Cup during the week, so I think both managers will want to see a reaction from their sides today, and there's so much to play for, as there always is in the Championship.
Let's just keep us up to date with how that one's going, Willie. Some early action at Tynecastle for you, Aberdeen on the attack. William Miller, are you listening in? He's not there for the moment. That was Aberdeen looking to create an opportunity, and Jamie McCart, who I think is wearing the captain's armband, bringing down Olisanya. Or was it Halkett? Sorry, booked for that challenge, and it's a free kick, and Kevin Nisbet has shown in recent times he can be quite tasty from this kind of distance. A free kick, what's that, about 28 yards out, straight into the wall with that one though, as that remains goalless at Tynecastle in the big one. And 1-0 Falkirk then at home to Kilmarnock, and the same scoreline at Fir Park. This is the other game we can see at the moment. Anything happening so far in that one, Stephen Cragen?
Barney Stewart, 2-0 Falkirk. It's a disastrous start for Kilmarnock. The ball comes in, it's a wide free kick after good work from Calvin Miller. I don't know what the goalie's doing, and it drops right in front of him, and Barney Stewart jumps, heads it into the back of the net. Falkirk 2, Kilmarnock 0.
It's his 4th goal since coming back from his loan spell. And what a start that is, Michael, for Falkirk, and what a dreadful start it is for Kilmarnock.
Quite incredible, it really is. Inside the first few minutes to find himself 2-0 down away from home against Falkirk, that is a monumental task for them to be able to turn it around. And for all the positivity, and there is plenty, because performances have definitely been on an upward trend for Kilmarnock.
It's a possible offside check, Michael, just so you know.
Well, that'd be a huge reprieve for them, because with the likes of John Jules out for the rest of the season, and if they're on the end of a defeat here today, it really starts to put into sharp focus that there's still a big task at hand for Kilmarnock to get themselves out of the trouble.
Must have been from the initial cross, because it's the only time anyone really could have been offside, because there was Kilmarnock players back behind the goalkeeper when the goal was headed in. Much easier to see the Falkirk players' numbers in the back of their shirts. The Kilmarnock ones, as Chick quite rightly pointed out, not too easy to identify, but what a start if this is given.
Alloa going one up on East Fife in League One. Yes, Craigs?
Yeah, a couple of big chances for Motherwell. It was lovely play. Callum Slattery driving through the middle of the pitch, rolls a ball into the feet of Maswanisi. He flicks it around the corner. Ibrahim Said is through one-on-one. Really good save from Maynard Brewer. From the corner kick, the ball eventually found its way back to the corner kick taker, which was Slattery coming on the left-hand side, and he fizzed the shot across the face of goal. Motherwell mean business here this afternoon. Dundee United, when you make 5 changes to your outfield team, it can be difficult to settle in and kind of get that rhythm, but Motherwell up to speed right away, looking to break the deadlock and really go and dominate the game. So they're in the mood, no doubt about it.
Magnuson should have scored there.
Hi, Al.
Magnuson should have scored.
Yes, Willie, go for it.
You got me now?
Yes, we have.
Little technical issue there. Believe it or not, I was speaking, but you weren't hearing me at your end. Yeah, Magnuson should have scored. Totally free. Cross coming in from the left-hand side. He's got all the time in the world to pick his spot, and it goes by the far post. So that was a big opportunity. And Olasanya, Halkett's got to get booked for the challenge in Olasanya very early at the start of the game. Aberdeen have started well, but Hearts are right back in it again.
Yeah, we've
The bar.
yes, Alan.
It's a chance for St Mirren. It's a long diagonal for Tanza, and it's Richardson climbing at the back post, looping header, crashes off the bar and away. Prior gets a touch.
He's going to look at the screen, Colin Stevens, so it must be whether he's interfering with the keeper, the player who was offside. It was a big stramash in the box, so it's difficult to be clear on exactly who it was, but given that he's going to the screen and goes beyond factual, it must be whether he feels the goalkeeper's been blocked, his view or his vision. I didn't see it myself as as the goalkeeper. I thought he made a mess of it, a meal of it, but we'll wait and see what the decision is. But the fans are getting unhappy, they're booing because it's taking so long.
It is taking a while, isn't it? We're now getting pictures of that.
I think it's more, perhaps, is it not, that there's maybe a guy standing offside who, whether he blocks the defender.
Yeah, is he interfering with an opponent essentially as the ball
Rather
comes
than the
in?
goalkeeper one, Rory.
Right.
But it's bottom screen. It doesn't look immediately obvious to me, to be honest.
Right, here he comes. He's making the screen signal, offside given, so remains 1-0 at this moment in time.
Disappointing for Barney Stewart and Falkirk, but certainly a reprieve, as Michael was saying, for Kilmarnock. They're just 1 goal down in the opening minutes rather than 2, as they thought they might have been. And so, lots of drama early on in the games as Hearts go in the attack again. There's another decent opportunity for Hearts, who have responded well to that good Aberdeen start, Willie.
Kazaridis, it was just from the throw-in, long throw-in, not cleared properly, and Kazaridis on the volley. It took a little deflection as well, so a little bit fortunate that it fell into the arms of Mitov in goal.
Callum Burnside got that Alloa goal incidentally early on at Bayview. East Fife in a dreadful run. They've lost 10 of their last 11 games, and they're a goal down to Callum Burnside's 4th goal of the season for 3rd place. Alloa looking to consolidate that place in the playoff positions. And just seen a shot of Neil McCann and Billy Dodds conferring on the touchline. They've got something to sort out there, because it sounds like they've started very poorly in that game. Right, who have we not heard from in the early stages? John Rankin, we're not seeing pictures of your game, so not sure if there's much happening early on at Dens Park.
I'll be honest, I don't think I'm seeing much either. There's not a lot going on. It seems to be a battle just now, and as I say, that Dundee get to the byline, cross on into the box, but again it's just cleared. Hibs haven't had any attacking threat so far. The majority of the play has been in their own half. but there's been not a lot being put in the box. A 7-minute header from Ethan Hamilton just went over the bar, but apart from that, there's been nothing happening here at all.
Okay, John, keep us up to date if anything does happen, because we're still got a black screen where the Dundee Hibs game should be. Tony Docherty, the Aberdeen assistant, just out barking some instructions there as Morton go ahead early on away to Airdrie, who are toiling in the Championship despite playing some decent football at times when I've seen them, but it's Michael Garrity who's put Morton ahead in that one. The first goal going in the Championship so far this afternoon for Ian Murray's 7th place Morton. So 1-0 they lead at the Excelsior Stadium. And Alan Preston, so it was St Mirren who had that early opportunity. How have Livy looked in the early stages?
Not really had a kick, to be honest. It's been all St Mirren so far. Playing a lot of long balls though, St Mirren. They're big up front, as you can imagine. Like Lindaloo and Mandron and guys like that there. But that was a really good cross from Tanza. He's got a lovely left foot, and it was maybe about 30 yards out. He finds the back post, and there's Richardson coming in as the wing back.
Another opportunity.
Yes.
Another opportunity for Hearts. Braga this time down the left-hand side, left foot strike low. It was quite easily taken by Mitov, but Hearts beginning to get into the rhythm and pinning Aberdeen back.
Is that you, John Rankin?
Yes, 1-0 Hibs. As I said, they hadn't attacked the full 10 minutes to begin with, and they go down the left-hand side. Great cross into the box, and it is Owen Elding with a header in the 6-yard box. 1-0 Hibs.
Owen Elding, I think that's his second since joining. He looks like he's been a pretty astute acquisition.
Yeah, he is. I think a lot of him in Ireland. He's what age is he? He's still a teenager.
He's young.
Isn't he?
19, I think.
Yeah, he's 19.
I like to look at him. I mean, he looks like he's got a lot of similar traits to Kieran Bowie. You know, in terms of big, strong, physical striker, good way, you know, in the air and on the deck, and his movement's pretty good. I don't know. Obviously, it's not been too long in the game so far, Ranks, but I don't know what his finish was like either. But certainly the bits and the moments I've seen, I think he's a good prospect.
Michael, a couple of times from the goalkeeper, obviously a lot of the plays been in the Hibs own half, but a couple of times from the goalkeeper he's got out his feet and just clipped it into him.
Yep.
And he's been able to back into the centre halves. Dundee are going 2 for 2. He's able to back into the centre halves and play it into the midfielders.
Good physicality, yeah.
Good physicality. It's a dying art from a striker these days. Nobody wants to be up against a centre back and hold the ball in and link the play, but he certainly looks as if he's got that for a 19-year-old. That's one of his big strengths. But the ball, that one there, the ball's going down the left-hand side, and it comes from the penalty spot and gets across the front of the centre half, and it's a great header into the goal. It really is.
There's a chance for Anderson. He's 1-on-1. Oh, good save, Bain. He's got to score. Oh, they get it clear. Oh, the flag goes up in the end. I don't know why he doesn't put it up. It was touch and go, to be fair. It was a quick free kick taken by Kilmarnock in the middle of the pitch. It's chipped over the top and he runs through. You'd expect Bruce Anderson to score. It remains Falkirk 1, Kilmarnock 0.
Thanks, Rory. So 1-0 to Hibernian away to Dundee, 1-0 Falkirk at home to Killie. The other games goalless. And as mentioned in the Championship, the only goal that's gone in was Michael Garrity's 4th of the season to put Morton ahead away at Airdrie. Looks like a pretty end-to-end game so far at Tynecastle, Willie Miller.
Oh, another big opportunity. Milne, magnificent cross in for Braga. He should do better. I think it comes off the side of his head, doesn't get enough on it really, but he should be hitting the target in my book. Big chance.
Big chance. At least, I mean, they're missing these chances, Willie, and you wonder if it's going to come back to bite them. But they seem to have a nice intensity about them.
Yeah, but they're not gilt-edged chances.
No,
you know, they're getting into a rhythm.
They're
like
really
Roy's saying.
top,
they're starting
to.
They're starting to just get on top, apply pressure. But the pace and power of Olasanya's made a big difference for Aberdeen, because he's a genuine outball. He's playing off that right-hand side today, and as much as Hearts are on top, you can get a sense that Aberdeen feel like they've actually got an outball now, which they really haven't had for a long, long time.
I think this team will suit him, Michael, though. I think Toyosi Olasanya is better in a counter-attacking team when there's lots of space to go and run into. When you look at his game, his hold-up play, his link-up play, it's still very raw for someone who's quite old. You know, that's not the strength, which is why Stephen Robinson, I think, got the best out of him. He played him in the front two. He didn't ask him to hold it up or at times look after the ball. Stretch the game as much as you can. So that could probably suit him this afternoon.
In the English Premier League,
I don't think he wants to play wide in the right.
No, he doesn't.
He wants
he's
to
more
get
the
inside. I mean, Yeah, I think he prefers inside to out, but
Yes.
what he's had to do, Mike, is outside to in,
Yep.
and I don't really think it suits him.
No,
But he is a threat. He is a threat, absolutely.
he's definitely, you know, like I'm saying, he's made a big difference for Aberdeen, I think, just in terms of his running power, because Aberdeen are a side that didn't have a great deal.
Yes, John.
1-1 at Dundee. Ball over the top from Luke Green. Just a searching ball, and it's that man Simon Murray. Chases onto the ball, cuts inside. Rocky Bashiri makes it too easy for him, cuts inside. Simon goes to strike across it. It takes a deflection off of the back of Rocky Bashiri and deflects into the near post. 1-1.
Simon Murray, who has found his shooting boots, having only managed one in the early stages of the season. I think he's got 4 in just the last few games. That's 5 for the season now in the league.
It's taken him a long time. It's taken him a long time to get up to full fitness, which has been a huge hindrance for Dundee as well, because they've not really got an alternative that fills the space as well as he does. And I think he's definitely helped getting the overall balance of the Dundee team, getting him, you know, fit has been a huge positive, because, you know, with the likes of
checking it for a possible offside. Michael,
there we go, classic. But for
of course it is.
With Congreve and Yogi, I think he brings a great balance to that front line, and Danda as well. Now you start to look at a front four that are capable of causing problems and then getting goals chalked off.
Yeah, well, we'll wait and see on that front. I'm just going to give you some updated scorelines from the English Premier League. Brentford are 1 up away to Burnley. Damsgaard has got the early one there, and Etikiti has put Liverpool 1 up on West Ham earlier. The early kick-off was 1 apiece between Bournemouth and Sunderland. Evan Nilsson cancelling out Mayenda's early goal there. That goal stands at Dens. It'll be Murray's 4th in his last 3 games.
I think Rank said it was. I'm sure I heard him
say it stands, yeah.
Oh, nearly Falkirk with another one. It's Ben Brogio. He's cutting in from the right-hand side. He's a right good player, Brogio. Very good ability on the ball. And the shot takes a deflection and just goes by the post. Falkirk playing some really good stuff here, switching it from side to side really effectively. They've got a corner and they're 1-0 up.
Yeah, it sounds like they've responded to the disappointment of the couple of defeats they've had recently at home to Dundee United and at Tynecastle last weekend, Rory.
Yeah, they've started like a house on fire. They've come like a train, and Kilmarnock, they've had actually a couple of decent passages of play since that goal was ruled out. They took a little bit of confidence from that, but overall Falkirk are by far and away the better team, and deserve to be 1-0 up.
Alan Preston at Armand Vale. Still
one way. It's all St Mirren. I think Livingston will get caught. Cobangolo and Danzo, if he's playing in the middle of the park. Cobangolo's playing at the back, taking too many chances, playing square passes. St Mirren have already been onto it. They've had a chance already. Mandron hit one over the bar with his left foot. They're squeezing the life out of Livingston at the moment, St Mirren. Still 0-0.
Maybe starting to believe his own hype after that wonderful performance and goal last weekend against Rangers. He was outstanding at either end of the park, but the way he took his goal was sensational. Airdrie 1 up on, in fact 1 each I should say. Dom Thomas has equalised for them against Morton. It's 1-1 in that one, and Stranraer have gone a goal up on Elgin City. Dean Cleland with the goal there, so Airdrie 1 apiece.
1-0 St Johnstone now.
Yes, Chris.
It comes from a free kick originally, and it's Gullen takes an out-swinging free kick. It's a very good free kick actually. It's well dealt with by the United backline, and it lands at Rhys McAleer 18-19 yards out, and he hits it on the half volley. 1-0, fantastic strike into the bottom corner. 1-0 St Johnstone.
McAleer just
Jamie McCart getting booked as well, so that's the 2 centre-backs, Hearts 2 centre-backs in yellow cards, and it's the same man that they've obviously targeted, Dolasanya. His touch is not great, but you know what? He benefits from it on a number of occasions. He tries to take the ball down, he doesn't manage it. It slides off his foot, behind him, and McCart comes in and wipes him out.
Chance for Livingston, Robbie Muir. It's just a long kick for Prior. Gogic lets it go, lets it bounce. Fraser doesn't react. Muir heads in, left foot shot just over the bar.
Kilmarnock have got the ball in the net, but it's about 10 yards offside. Thought I'd update you. Why the linesman? I know they need to wait, but I mean he's 10 yards offside. But it'll remain 1-0 Falkirk.
Okay, Rory, that McAleer goal, just his second goal of the season, but it's given St Johnstone the advantage over Scott Brown's Ayr. Thistle still nothing each. Derek, anything much happening in that one early doors?
Well, it's very comfortable at the moment for Arbroath. I'm pretty impressed with them. I can see why they're third in the league, showing a lot of composure. Thistle, I don't know if this is going to make sense. They're too patient. I'd like to see them get forward a little bit quicker, put balls into the box. They've got a corner kick at the moment, but they've not threatened whatsoever. It's the first corner kick that's aimlessly passed. I tell you what, it's beautifully refereed, I've got to say.
I've never heard that expression before.
It's a big Sean Murdoch.
Oh, it's 1-0.
Ex-Accies and Hibs ref, beautifully refereed.
Al, it's 1-0 where United have just equalised straight up the park a minute later, and Liam Dick, it's a long ball, maybe 40-50 yards, and Liam Dick comes in off the wider. He's playing wing back this afternoon. He comes in off that left side and he glances a header over the top of the goalkeeper. 1-0, 1 each, sorry.
Michael, Tom, am I seeing things here? Was he about 5-6 yards offside? I'm sitting at the other end, but tell me they're not drawing lines in this. I mean,
I don't think so. I mean, I looked up and he looked offside, and then he stuck the ball in the net. But
I've not seen it.
The game's been stopped again. We'll wait and see what's given, but I would be shocked if this is a goal. Right, it's offside.
Yeah,
finally given it.
Yeah.
Sarcastic choice.
Why are they waiting for that? Because you called it straight away. There was miles offside.
The only doubt I could have in my mind is that I'm sitting at the opposite end as to where it happened.
Okay,
but I mean, it did look at least 5, 6, 7, 8 yards offside.
It did, yeah.
So one apiece now between St Johnstone and Ayr. A quick fire response from the fourth place side, who still have a number of clubs breathing down their necks in terms of that final playoff spot. You would have to say that Arbroath and Partick Thistle look stick-ons. Well, Partick Thistle still got designs, of course, in winning the title, but well placed certainly to be in the playoffs at the very least. But they're still goalless, as Derek was telling us there. What did you say? Beautifully refereed by Sean
He
Murdoch.
did. He said it a few times. Yeah, beautifully refereed.
Absolutely. I tell you what, he's one of the better referees.
I've seen Sean Murdoch a few times actually, and I'm not sure if it's because he's a former player, but I just think
there's a chance. Beautifully.
He does. He lets things go sensibly. He seems to just have a good understanding of the game.
Oh, you've used the word sensibly. I don't see a lot of that, and that's the way he refs it. There's a wee chance there for Tony Watt. Ball's just played into the box, right hand side, lovely little turn, goes for a toe poke, didn't get enough power on it. Comfortable save from McAdams. So, but that's what Thistle need to do. They need to get forward a little bit quicker, put balls into the box. At the moment, Arbroath just looks so comfortable.
I think that will catch on, Mikey. I'd say it's not long now before you say somebody is beautifully refereed. That was a beautiful VAR call. I'm waiting for you to come out with those words. Well done, VAR. That was absolutely beautiful.
Well, you'll be waiting a while.
Beautiful about VAR, I can assure you.
Let's not go there unnecessarily, shall we?
No, sorry.
Everton have got a goal up through Jared Branthwaite away to Newcastle United. Still no goals at Tynecastle, Willie, but it looks like both sides really going for all Lasagna does. As you mentioned him a couple of times, he looks like he's getting heavily involved.
Yeah, he might have got booked for a challenge. This is a chance right through Kabore. He flicks it over the head and he's missed it somehow. Somehow he has missed it. Kabore right
I'm
through.
not surprised.
The middle of defence on his left foot. Mitov comes out. He's in no man's land.
Terrible miss.
Just open up your boot, lift it over the top of the goalkeeper, and it's 1-0. And he doesn't. He puts it by the left-hand post.
I tell you, the defender who's the defender? Is it McIntyre? He's fortunate.
No, it's Morrison.
Morrison, sorry. Aye, Morrison. He just lets go at the right time, because if he held on any longer, he could have been in big trouble.
Yeah, we've seen a few of those in recent weeks where the denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity has been penalised with a red card, but Kabore unable to take advantage there.
Willie, any sign of how your former manager would have reacted to that Kabore miss?
What are you talking? The actual miss itself?
Yeah.
I don't know how he'll be, and I don't know.
I don't think he'd be too enamoured with Kabore.
He wouldn't have been too happy. He might have had a red wine or two this afternoon. But I'll tell you what, Derry McInnes was out his dugout and he was jumping up and down. He could not believe that chance was missed.
Yeah, I mean, he's a striker who's perhaps a little bit short on confidence. He hasn't been able to step up to the plate in terms of replacing Lawrence Shankland in goal scoring terms.
I'm surprised that I just wonder about the fitness of Chesnikov, because not that it's been stellar, but starting to feel and look like there's something, and gets a goal against Falkirk. You just felt as if they were finding a bit of a rhythm there with them playing. And yeah, Kabore's he's struggled. There's one before, just before McCart got booked. Milne plays a good ball into the box and he falls over. He falls over a lot. Kabore
just fallen over there.
Fallen.
Yep.
Just fell over.
I think if it was Mo Gaffer,
I
think if it was Mo Gaffer at half time, he might have had a word or two to say to the striker Kabore, because that was a goal-plated opportunity. It's really the simplest of chances. Just to lift it over the goalkeeper, because Mitov comes out, he should be running out like that. I don't think Mitov, because he's no chance of really closing it down. But hey, he did it, and maybe that did put him off. Maybe I'm decrying Mitov when I shouldn't be, but that's a big
But he doesn't even have to lift it over the goalie, will he? He can just stick it in the corner. The goalie
he could have.
To the left of the goalie, there's a bit of space there. He could have. Here, listen to me, but
that's a chance now. When you're talking before about the way Hearts are playing, and that's now they've started to get a real rhythm going in the game. They're creating opportunities. That's a gilt-edged opportunity. Magnuson's header before was a good one, and now you start to say they need to take a chance, and if they do, they are firmly on top.
Liverpool 2 up through Virgil van Dijk now on West Ham United, as Hearts continue to wait for a goal at Tynecastle. The same is true at both Armand Vale and Fir Park. No goals there, but one apiece between Dundee and Hibernian and Falkirk. A goal up on Kilmarnock's first minute own goal from Ethan Brown in the Championship. One apiece between Airdrie and Morton, and the same is true at McDermott Park between St Johnstone and Ayr. No goals. Dunfermline, Queen's Park, Partick Thistle, Arbroath or Ross County Wraith as yet. What about then at Fir Park, Stephen Craigan? Any sign of a goal coming there?
Well, I tell you what's intriguing. Dundee United have gone man for man. Every time the ball goes to Callum Ward, the Dundee United players lock on 10v10 outfield. At times they're standing on the halfway line. They're leaving Chevet on Twan de Maswanisi. They think he's a threat with the ball over the top, but they're literally following them all over the pitch. And it's sometimes there's nobody in the centre circle in the defensive side for Dundee United, because they're all man marking. And Saeed's trying to run off the right hand side, Slattery's trying to run off the left hand side, Maswanisi's trying to run late. So it's really intriguing at this moment in time. Motherwell are trying to draw United out. United aren't really moving. They're quite happy just to go man for man and sit where they are. So it's all about Motherwell being patient, trying to move the ball as quick as they can. What Motherwell are forcing Dundee United to do, which they do with a lot of teams, Al, they force you to be good with the ball when you have it, and if you're not, they just take it off you. And that's exactly what's happening at this moment in time. But because then Dundee United are filtering back into shape, being difficult to play through, blocking off passing lanes, it's becoming a little bit frustrating for Motherwell. They're having to try and think outside the box. They're going longer more than I've ever seen. Callum Ward probably has already played 15 long straight balls up the pitch just to try to utilise that space in behind the back three, but as is yet they haven't managed to get through, so it's 0-0.
Rory Lloyd, Falkirk still well on top at home to Killie?
They're on top, probably not as on top as they were in the opening kind of 10-15 minutes. Kilmarnock have come into it ever so slightly. Decent passage of play. They haven't really threatened Scott Bain in the goal, other than the two that were offside. Falkirk have a corner here, so there's an opportunity to get a second, but as it stands, it's still 1-0 Falkirk the better team.
Have a chance here for Aberdeen, Willie?
Half a chance.
Oh, good save. 2-0 Falkirk, and it's Dylan Tate. It's a good header from Barney Stewart from the corner. Kel Roos pans it into the path of Dylan Tate, and he taps it home, and it's now Falkirk 2, Kilmarnock now.
Second goal of the season for Dylan Tate, and Falkirk sound like they're pretty well in charge of that one. And Neil McCann will be extremely unhappy with the start his side have made to that game. And the same will not be true of John McGlynn. His side.
Can the keeper not have done better?
Yeah, I thought so, Mikey.
He's just palmed it into the path. Tate's path.
Aye.
Does you need to get a stronger hand on that? Just get it out of there a bit further.
The more I'm watching it, I don't know, but I'm thinking it doesn't look great. Maybe we need to speak to Packy. What could he have done when you need a goalie?
2-0 Brentford away to Burnley. Igor Thiago, who could be up against Scotland at the World Cup. He has got that second goal. Well, what about Armand Vale, Alan Preston, St Mirren still the ones pressing for the opener.
A little bit better, Livingston on the ball. Long throw-ins coming in.
Goal!
Kabore.
Goal!
Braga.
Goal for Hearts.
Great
It
goal.
has been coming. Claudio Braga. It is Aberdeen defence ripped apart. It's a simple one for him as Kabore drives down the right-hand side, gets free. I think it's Morrison that dives in. Centre back diving in. He just touches it by him. Goes to the byline and slots it across the face for Braga just to simply stroke it into the back of the net. 1-0 Hearts.
Who ever had any doubts about Kabore?
Well, we were just saying it. What a player.
Yeah.
He did very, very, very well.
It's a great
very
finish.
cool play.
It's a great finish from Braga as well. Really good.
McCann is having words.
But I'm just looking at this goal again. It's just a simple flick on from Morrison.
Is that Morrison?
Magnuson with the flick on. Morrison dives in. Really poor defending. Kabore does great. That's a really good goal.
Lovely finish.
Yeah,
I mean, the face of the goalie in the corner.
The defending though from Morrison is really poor. And Kabore, credit to him, skips over it, and then he calm, composed pick out for Braga, who slots into the far corner. That is a really good goal from Hearts.
Michael, do you know what? I've watched Kabore a lot. That miss, he honestly doesn't get him. He'll be gutted about it by the sounds of it, but it doesn't get him down. He just goes again.
Aye. You know what I mean though? Do you know what I mean in terms of he falls over a lot?
All the time. He's never on it. And that's the frustrating thing for Hearts fans watching him. But I'll tell you one thing, nothing.
He keeps going.
His socks off, he keeps going. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like you see on the flip side, I thought Liam Morrison against Motherwell here a couple of Sundays ago was poor. He then gets sent off against. Who did he get sent off? Was that Motherwell again? No, it wasn't. But here it is. He got himself sent off. And then I think he's poor again today. But it was Dundee. And then by the signs of things, he's been poor again today. So it just shows you, coming from the Championship in England doesn't guarantee when you come to England once again. I don't think he looks like a big, physical, powerful centre-half. He just looks like someone who can play centre-half but doesn't have the attributes possibly to go and match in Scottish football.
Willie, were you surprised that Morrison went straight back into the team? Because he hasn't exactly been strong as a defender since he's arrived.
No, he hasn't. McIntyre's injured. I'm looking at the subs as well. It would only be maybe Nielsen that would go in there. If you're looking at the squad, Keskin in with an opportunity. It's poor effort from him. That's not unusual. No, I don't think he's got another option there, to be honest, Tom. I think
Claudio Braga's 12th goal of the season, incidentally. He's been a terrific signing for Hearts, one of many. Rory, I'm not sure if you were able to see, there was a real set to between Neil McCann and the Falkirk assistant manager Paul Smith down at the touchline. I know that's down beneath your position, so you might not have had a great view of it, but do you know what kicked it off?
There was a tackle in the middle of the pitch. I don't know if Neil McCann's taken unkindly to it, but Kilmarnock got the ball back from the referee. But listen, if that was what it was about, it was something or nothing. It was just a challenge. It is difficult to see, as you say, Al, because I think he went right towards him, right underneath me. But what exactly started it, Al, I'm not quite sure.
Dunfermline a goal up on Queen's Park as they try and revive their challenge for a playoff finish. They've had a couple of poor results in recent times, Neil Lennon's side, but Callum Morrison with his first league goal since signing for Dunfermline has put them in front.
Sorry, Al, can I come in? There's a possible penalty check for violent conduct for Motherwell. Something happened in the box. I'm not too sure who was down.
I just saw Stephen Welsh getting really some treatment. Maybe a bleeding nose or something.
No one in the stadium was expecting anything, and suddenly there's an announcement. So whether there was something off the ball, clearly. Yes,
what a save!
Yes,
Lewis Smith, his Gogic is all over the place, tries to go back with a header, he's short with it. It's on to Smith. Good tack, good save, Shamal George, wait for a corner. 0-0 still.
We're just looking at pictures coming in from Fir Park, not seen a rerun of the incident as yet. There is a delay though. I might get a rerun here. It was certainly Stephen Welsh was being tended to a moment ago, but I hadn't seen the incident that led up to that.
Nick Walsh is speaking to both captains, I'm guessing, to explain the delay and what the situation is and how the process is going. But
we saw a replay, but nothing there.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
The replay was terrible.
Newcastle won each with Everton now. Jacob Ramsey with the equaliser, and Stennis Muir have got a goal up on Cove Rangers.
He's coming to the screen, Nick Walsh. So whatever you can't see, Michael, Nick Walsh will be able to see. But I don't know how that works. But yeah, there's clearly something going on the pitch. in the 18-yard box off the ball where Stephen Welch has been interfered with, and Nick Walsh, you would imagine, once being called over, is going to get a penalty kick.
I'd imagine if it's violent conduct as well, Craig's up there.
That should be a straight red card, you would think so, yeah. So that makes you think it's a headbutt or a punch, or a flail an arm that's caught him in the face. That's what you'd imagine.
Yeah, it's not Stephen Welsh though, is it? It's a terrible angle we're seeing.
That's Vinicius.
That's Vinicius. So if you take up, is it kind of an elbow or
one of the camera angles is almost directly behind the stand. the stand.
Yeah, but it does look, from what we can see, like an elbow or an arm's been thrown as Maswanisi goes down. Only if it's clear enough will the referee be able to...
It would help if, you know...
Yeah, but if VAR thinks it's clear enough, if he can see it, then you'd imagine the referee is going to be able to see the same thing.
I've got to be honest, my instinct is, I mean, again, this comes into the microscopic analysis. Yeah, there probably is a bit of a dunt of something, but to start giving... we are struggling to really determine,
Yeah, but with better camera angles, they'll know whether that was a swinging arm to the head or not.
That's the camera angles they're looking at. That's what they're looking at.
They must have better than that.
No, they've not. That's it.
It's not great definition as much as anything else.
Yeah,
is it?
the definition. Yeah.
It looks like there's a bit of something. Maswanisi goes down, but you can't really tell. Get on with the game.
Penalty kick given from Motherwell.
And let's see if there's any.
A yellow card, I think, for someone on the bench or for Chevet.
Oh, it's 3-0! It's 3-0! It's unbelievable. It comes from a corner again. And it's Barney Stewart who puts it in the net. It goes all the way to the back post, and Cole Donaldson slashes at it with a volley. It goes back into the box, and Barney Stewart flicks it into the corner. If Neil McCann was unhappy before, he'll be even more unhappy now. It's Falkirk 3, Kilmarnock now.
This really does have, what you would regard as potential for a real fallout, and the implications of this for Kilmarnock and safety are pretty big. Because 3-0 is, and what are we, half an hour?
Good header, Mikey.
It is a good header. That is a good header. Really is.
Goalkeeper didn't move.
His little loan spell at Dunfermline has done them the world good, because he's gone back to Falkirk and been an ever-present, really.
But Tuanda Maswanisi, sorry guys, just to jump in, is set up. I can't understand why it was checked for violent conduct and he only got a yellow card. Someone will have to explain. But up comes Tuanda Maswanisi. I think he scored a lot of his penalties. It's in the bottom corner. Ashley Maynard Brewer goes to his left-hand side, and Tuanda Maswanisi reverses it down the other side. That looked like the only way they were going to get through. Dundee United have been resolute, they've been resilient, they've been hard to play against. They haven't given up many opportunities since about 5 minutes onwards, but they get something out of the blue. And it's Tuanda Maswanisi, I think, his 20th goal of the season.
Yeah, 15 in the league, certainly. He's
18 in the league, and he slots it in, so it's Motherwell
top
1.
scorer in the SPFL throughout the leagues. A few things to bring you up to date with. The red card for Cammy Ballantyne for Morton. They're still level at 1 apiece away to Airdrie. Everton have gone 2-1 up on Newcastle. Brentford 3-0 up on Burnley. And Ross County have just gone in front, home to Wraith Rovers. Jordan White's got that goal. That could be massive if they could get the victory today, looking to lift themselves off the bottom of the table. So plenty happening around the country, but as you say,
I would suggest with the way the results are, I mentioned it on my scene set, that Falkirk, with the two teams around them having really tough away games, I think as results stand, that's them pretty much guaranteed arithmetically, but that's them in the top 6 if it remains the way it is.
Yeah, it feels that way, certainly, Rory. The way things have been going, doesn't feel like Dundee United and Aberdeen are about to go on winning runs, does it? As close thing there at Tynecastle, Willie Miller.
Yeah, well, close depends how you're looking at it. From my angle, I thought it was reasonably well over the bar from Blair Spittle. On his right foot, he sees the far corner. He tries to go for it, but I didn't really get the feeling that it was going to hit the target. Al, I must say, from where I'm sitting, the rain is actually teeming down at this moment in time, so it's making it play very, very quick indeed. The ball's coming off the surface very lively.
All about perspective, really, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's just an opinion.
Looked pretty close in the studio, I've got to say.
Yeah, it didn't seem to go over the top by much.
Willie, this looks... I know it's only 1-0.
I must say it was a beautiful strike.
It was.
It was a good move.
I know it's only 1-0, but this looks like a a meaty Hearts performance so far.
Yeah, they're controlling the game, Tom, there's no doubt about that. Aberdeen really struggling to get into the game, struggling to build up anything. No real targets. The white jerseys are surrounded by maroon jerseys when they're trying to build it up from the back. In fact, there is virtually no build up from the back. It tends to be long balls that Aberdeen are resorting to, and not really getting anything out of it, not penetrating Hearts' defence, not getting in behind, no constructive play. So far just now it's just Hearts have got an easy afternoon so far, and I don't know how it's going to turn round, to be perfectly honest.
So goals in all the top flight games except the one at Amon Vale between
terrible game. Honestly, it's not great. It is not. You can see why both teams are struggling where they are. It's been really poor. It's been the ball's been battered from one end to another. They're trying to play, but just nothing's coming off. It's not a great game at all. It's really poor.
What is I mean, I've seen this a couple of times now. What is Dundee's strip? Is it an alternative, or it almost just looks like the home strip, but it's got the thick red stripe in it as well?
Strip, Michael. Is it the third strip?
Is it the third?
To do with
3-1. Greg Kiltie's pulled one back for Kilmarnock. It looks pretty central. He gets loads of space in the middle of the pitch, about 25 yards out, and he strikes it. Questions over Scott Bain. I think it is very central. I would have expected him to do better, but they do have one back. It's Falkirk 3, Kilmarnock 1.
I'm just not sure how that Dundee strip can be much of an alternative to the home one. It's almost identical. Just with that, obviously, a thicker red stripe. I mean, it's a nice top, I'll be honest, but it's not as if it's much of a change from the home one.
No, it's not, is it? Greg Kiltie's 4th goal of the season has given Kilmarnock something to work with. It's a good strike, actually. I'm not sure that...
No, but I'm with Rory there. I mean, I've just caught out the corner eye. It doesn't look like it's anywhere near the corner, that strike. I'd need to see it again.
I thought it was the power in it as much as anything else that beat Scott Bain.
Possibly, but still... It's nowhere near the corner, and it's quite a distance out.
Yeah, it's about 25 yards, isn't it?
Nonetheless, it has given them a bit of something to cling on to there at the Falkirk Stadium. Plenty of goals for Rory to enjoy then in the first period. John Rankin, anything much happening in that Dundee Hibs game since the 2 goals went in?
No, it's been pretty even. Only once Congreve got it to the far side on his left foot, shifts it and drills it across to Yogan on the left hand side, and as Yogan cuts inside, he chops back onto his left foot and drills it across, but Simon Murray's just waiting a tap in, but it's behind him. Apart from that, it's been a fairly even game here today.
Clyde have just gone in front. They've been on a really good run of late. It's Logan Dunnicky with his 3rd goal of the season. It's put them ahead of the league leaders, East Kilbride. Clyde 7 points behind East Kilbride coming into this game, and with a game in hand. Spartans are the team that separate them in second. They've kind of rather fallen away of late, but it's all hotting up at the top of League 2, and certainly if Clyde could hold on and get a victory in that one, it would make it very interesting for the run-in there. Where else have we not heard from of late? We've been round the Premiership. Let's dip into the Championship once again. Derek Ferguson still goalless between Partick Thistle and Arbroath.
Listen to Biscuits there, talking about the quality of the game. You would think, you look at the two, it's second against third, you'd be expecting a hell of a lot better. It's been so poor, but one pace. I'm really surprised. I spoke about the atmosphere just as the game begun, but there has been just one opportunity and it fell to what. Apart from that, absolutely nothing. Very disappointed, I'm going to be honest with you. Not a lot happening here at Firhill.
Tom, try and cheer me up, see if I'm getting an expected goal even.
Nothing. There's a higher than Thistle taxi. 01414 429 7070. I could be. I might even go down that route. It's been so poor, I can't believe it.
It's still an Albion 1 up on Dumbarton. It's Russell McLean. Is that the goal? 13 goals for the season.
Is that another point when you come in and say there are other taxi firms that you can use?
Aye. I should probably have said something like that, but anyway, you've done it for me, so there you are. And what about at McDermott Park? Chris Doolan, one apiece there.
Yeah, it's been quite a good half here now, to be honest. St Johnstone, you would expect, being the home side, have had the lion's share of the possession. Ayr keep giving away free kicks around the box, and one of these free kicks is going to end up in the back of the net because they've got such good delivery with Gullen, with Stanton. One of these free kicks is going to get turned in as another corner as we speak, and St Johnstone in the last 10 minutes are really turning the pressure on as well, but it's still 1-1.
A fourth Elgin City goal for Kane Hester has drawn them level.
It's a goal from a corner kick that I just mentioned. Jamie Gullen takes the corner, a fantastic delivery which he's had all day, and Czech Diabate, I think it is, 6 yards out, a big strong centre back, and he fires a header into the top corner. St Johnstone 2, United 1.
That could be an important goal at the top of the table. Czech Diabate with his third goal in the Championship this season to put them in front just before half time.
St Mirren, but I think this will be checked for a handball at the edge of the box. One of the players is lying down. It's Lindeloo who scored. Good header, cross from Mandron. Lindeloo with a great header back into Prior, but I think this will get checked. Possible handball at the edge of the box from Lindeloo when he's on the ground about maybe 10 seconds before the goal. Have a look at it, please.
Yeah, we will do. And still Hearts leading by a goal to nil at Tynecastle. We're seeing Sir Alex Ferguson sitting beside Anne Budge in the Tynecastle director's box. There's teams of rain there, and I think the weather was similar at Falkirk, where they've seen Falkirk go 3-0 up, only for Kilmarnock to get one back through Greg Kiltie. But still Falkirk sitting pretty in that one.
A couple of replays so far have not gone as far back as that yet.
This is the St Mirren goal.
Aye, the St Mirren goal. Yeah, I mean, I've not.
APP might call it to be that.
Aye, I know. I'm just saying, like, for us here, I've not seen anything. They've not gone as far back.
Straight away, but they've given the goal. Not goal given. No handball. 1-0 St Mirren. Lindeloo.
On the Masmanisi penalty, it's an elbow from Chevet to Masmanisi's upper chest, and it's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. They're not grappling or anything. He's just thrown the elbow into his chest.
Would that not be a red card, Tom?
Well, that's what I'm going to ask, because it was announced it was checking for violent conduct, and there can only be one outcome. It's either violent conduct or it's not.
Yeah.
It can't be in between. There's no grey area.
Yep, I know. It's an incomplete response, but just looking at the video,
ignore the inconvenient facts.
It's just a brainless thing for Chevet to do.
I'm not disputing that, but I still think there's far too much ambiguity in that to be given.
You haven't seen it properly, Michael.
But that's my whole point, Tom.
Well,
they've looked at the same thing.
Well, I've seen it properly. Here's my phone. You can have a look at it if you want.
You'd like to think that the officials are able to see a better definition.
You can scroll
version than we saw, for sure.
Yeah.
They've clearly decided it's not violent conduct, but it's still a foul, and it's inside the penalty area, so that's why it's not a red card. But
there's a chance here, for Livingston. Muirhead right on the stroke of half time. Ball's played up the inside of the fullback. Fullback does all right, but Muirhead gets there first. Good save by the keeper, away for a corner. 1-0 still though, St Mirren.
Yeah, that was a chance for Livy, wasn't it? Just allows the defender to get back. Lewis Smith there, but Dan Lindeloo's third goal of the league this campaign has given St Mirren the edge in that one for the moment. So
Reece
goals in all the games.
with one off the bar at St Johnstone now, and his left foot this time from about 25 yards out. His technique is outstanding. Reece McAleer on both sides is so strong, and he's so confident today. He smashes one off the bar from about 25-30 yards out, but it's still 2-1.
I've got no doubt that is exactly what I was looking at before, but I'm still looking at it and going, how much force is in it? You know? Yes, stupid. Yes, he's giving the officials a chance. But I just think from the pictures... I just think from the pictures, Craigs, it's very difficult to tell how much force and what he's caught him with there, because one of the angles that you're looking at is across the park, and Chevet's body itself blocks the point of contact, and the other one is where you're sort of very tight looking down the pitch towards where the stanchion in the stand is.
1-0 to
half time.
Oh, thank goodness for that. Half time at Firhill. 0-0.
Half time for 1-0 Motherwell.
I think it probably might be the right call. But I just
probably right.
That's generous of you, mate.
Yeah, but in all seriousness here, is that the level we're getting to? Because there is an element of guessing and assumption. Is that the level we're at?
I don't think they've guessed. I think it's pretty clearly an elbow to the chest. And
yeah, but
you could argue about force, but it's an elbow to the chest. I think there's sufficient force there for a penalty kick to be awarded.
Aye, but how do you know, like from those pictures, there's a huge element of a leap of faith to say that there is enough force in that.
Not really. I think you can see it pretty clearly. Yeah. For me, anyway. Look, I know we disagree, but I think
it wouldn't be like you.
I think it's pretty clear.
7th goal of the season from Mark McNulty has given Spartans the advantage over Annan just on the stroke of half time. There, what are the other goals going in that I was going to tell you about? Uche Ekpiezu has got one for Ross County. That's his second goal since joining. It's put Ross County 2-0 up
good save,
on Raith
Russ.
Rovers. And Montrose are a goal up away to Hamilton Accies. Kieran Freeman has got that one, his third goal of the season. Yes, Rory?
Yeah, it's Barney Stewart again. It's a cross from Philip Lisa this time. They've really struggled to deal with cross balls. Kel Roos looked really, really questionable in goals a number of times now. But it's a good cross from Lisa. It's a good header from Stewart and a half-decent save from Roos this time. He manages to palm it out of danger. The game's become very scrappy since Kilmarnock's goal. The ball's changing hands all the time. Larson's had a chance since up the other end as well. It's been a great game as they were closing in on the half-time whistle. It's Falkirk 3, Kilmarnock 1.
Thanks, Rory. Liverpool are 3-0 up now in first half stoppage time. It's Alexis McAllister who's got their third at home to West Ham. The other scores in the English Premier League: Burnley 1, now Brentford 3. Coyote own goal in stoppage time has got Burnley back into that one somewhat. And Newcastle 1, Everton 2. That is now half time.
McDermott Park, St Johnstone 2, United 1.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, we're pretty much at half time in all the games apart from Falkirk Stadium, I think.
Yeah, we had 6 minutes added on here also. We're coming to the end of it now.
But certainly a pretty comprehensive performance. The slight blot on Falkirk's copybook is the goal that Greg Kilty scored after Falkirk were already 3-0 up. But John McGlynn, beyond that, will be pretty happy with the way things have gone for his side over the course of the opening 45 plus minutes there. So we'll get around the grounds and get more comprehensive half-time reports from the guys just shortly as we await for the half-time whistle there. Peterhead have gone a goal up away to Queen of the South. It's Kieran Shanks who has got it. He's got 12 goals for the season now in the league for Peterhead, and Queen of the South have been going pretty well, but Shanks has put them a goal down.
That is half-time out. Falkirk 3, Kilmarnock 1.
Thanks very much, Rory. So it is half-time around the grounds in Scotland, and you're listening to Open All Mics.
Scottish football lives here.
This is Open All Mics from Sports Sound.
Go! From BBC Radio Scotland.
So the half-time whistles have sounded, and let's head for those half-time reports. We'll cross to Tynecastle first of all, with the league leaders Hearts are at home to Aberdeen, and providing the commentary in that one, Ryan Stevenson and Kerdy Nidsan.
If anyone takes a peek at the live table right now, Heart of Midlothian have a 7-point lead at the top of the table. That's because they've been at it once more here at Tynecastle. Good, dynamic, fluid football, and a goal from Claudio Braga. Goal number 15 of an ever impressive season for the Portuguese forward, laid on a plate for him by Pierre Landry Cabore. A nice acute finish with the right boot just before the half hour. That's the only difference in terms of goals between the teams, but it could have been more, should have been more. Cabore himself, before Braga scored, was one-on-one through, clean through on Mitov in goal. He lobbed the Bulgarian. The ball took an agonising bounce first beyond the goalkeeper, then beyond the right-hand post. A lot of people in the stadium thought it was going to nestle in the back of the net. It should have done, but it didn't. It was a massive chance missed by Kabori, but he made up for it with the assist for Braga to put Hearts ahead. Earlier, Magnuson had a header just over the crossbar. It was pretty much all Hearts, with the exception maybe of the opening 6 or 7 minutes, in which Aberdeen looked tidy and organised, and they threatened a couple of times themselves, but they haven't won here at Tynecastle since 2017. And Ryan Stevenson, if they're going to try and change that now, it's a bit of an uphill battle.
Yeah, I think it'll be difficult for them. I think Derek McInnes will be in there just saying more of the same, please lads. If you're Peter leaving, you'll be in there saying, listen, we're going to have to sustain pressure, as I said during the commentary, but can they try and catch Hearts on the counter-attack? The saving grace to them is both centre halves for Hearts are booked. Can they ask questions? Can they try and get in behind both of them? And if they do fashion an opportunity, can they hit the target? They've had a couple of opportunities which they've squandered, but still yet to hit the target. Can they hit the target and ask a question of Hearts? But Hearts have been absolutely brilliant today.
They've got a lot of big players out injured, do Hearts. They're not missing any of them at the moment. Their relentless form continues half-time here at Tynecastle, and it's a deserved lead. It's Hearts 1, Aberdeen 0.
Thanks, Kerradine. So Hearts in first place, leading by a 1-0 against Aberdeen. Second and third are in action tomorrow. Of course, Rangers against Celtic. We'll have live coverage of that one right here on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland, on air from 11 o'clock tomorrow. So that takes us to fourth place, Motherwell, who are at home to Dundee United, and that one is being watched for us by Stephen Craigan.
Yeah, you're right, Alistair. There's been a lot of talk of Motherwell being involved in a title race, and I can tell you they're certainly not going away. They're putting pressure on the teams above them. You said at the Old Firm meet tomorrow, Motherwell now sit at half-time. I have to say, we're not getting ahead of ourselves. 1 point behind Celtic and 3 points behind Rangers. They started the half really brightly, I've got to say. Callum Slattery linked up with Maswanisi and Ibrahim Saeed, who went through one-on-one, but it was a good save by Ashley Maynard Brewer in goal just after about 2 minutes. From the resulting corner kick, Callum Slattery then had a shot that just fizzed across the face of goal. I just wondered at that stage, were Dundee United going to capitulate? Were they going to give in? They didn't. They eventually got themselves into a good shape, made it very difficult for Motherwell. The first half was just drifting away with Motherwell having possession, but without able to break down the Dundee United back line. Plenty of possession. I think it's 70% possession in the first half, but 37 minutes there was a penalty awarded to Motherwell. There was an off-the-ball incident between Gervais and Tawanda Maswanisi. Nick Walsh went and had a look at the screen after being invited by Ryan Lee, decided there was a penalty kick, violent conduct or a thrown elbow towards Maswanisi, and he was the one that stepped up for his 20th Motherwell goal of the season to put them 1-0 ahead. Dundee United, they've offered little in an attacking sense. I think their aim in the first half was to try and frustrate Motherwell and try and stay in the game as long as they possibly could. They now, if they want their top 6 chances to be alive, they have to come out second half, they have to open up, they have to try and first of all get an equaliser and then go on win the game, which could play right into the hands of Motherwell in the second half. But the game's finally poised. It's Motherwell who lead by 1-0.
Thanks, Stephen. Just on that Motherwell penalty award then, which was after an on-field review, we understand that the referee's interpretation of it was that it was a reckless action rather than violent conduct, which, as I said, would be enough for a penalty as it was inside the area and the ball was in play, but not enough for a red for violent conduct. So that's our understanding of that situation. Let's go to the bottom of the table clash, if you like, at Avon Vale between Livingston and St Mirren. A must-win game for both sides, arguably. Alan Preston is watching that one for us.
Yeah, with a half-time score as Livingston 0, St Mirren 1. It's not been a classic, it's got to be said, but St Mirren probably just shaded it in that opening 45 minutes. They did hit the bar, Tanza with a cross, Richardson with a header, Prior fine slight touch to touch it away onto the bar and away for a corner. But this is Livingston's chance. It's come from a Prior clearance. The goalkeeper goes all the way up the park, and Muirhead had a shot which was well saved in the end. Then Gogic was shot with a header back, Smith had a shot saved, but the goal came in 44 minutes. After what looked like an eternity of St Mirren having the ball, eventually it goes wide to Mandron. His cross finds Lindeloo with a header, looping header over the top of Prior into the back of the net. Really good play and a great, wonderful finish. The goal with a half-time score at Falkirk. St Mirren 5 points clear at the moment. Livingston are going down with a whimper. Half-time score, Livingston 0, St Mirren 1.
Yeah, it sounds a bit like it after that terrific display against Rangers, but as Marvin Bartley said, no point in playing like that against Rangers and then not backing it up against St Mirren, so they'll have to up their game in the second half. To Dens Park then, where Dundee are up against Hibs. John Rankin is there for us.
Yeah, it's 1-1 here at Dens, half time. It's a very, very even opening half here. After 7 minutes, Ethan Hamilton came close with a header from a Congreve corner, but the game came alive in 11 minutes. Owen Heldon with an opening goal. It was a great play for Jamie McGrath. Drives into the Dundee half, plays the ball wide, and Nicky Cadden with a first time cross. Owen Heldon's movement in the middle, gets across the front post, and it's a great header. They only held the lead for 4 minutes though, and in the 15th minute it was a long searching ball over the top from Luke Graham. There was appeals for offside from the Hibs defence, but again Simon Murray cut inside, took his touch, and it comes off Rocky Bashiri and sneaked into the near post, so it went 1-1. After that, Congreve came inside on the opposite right hand side, comes inside, switches the play lovely to Yogan. He goes 1-on-1 and he flashes the ball right across the Dundee 6-yard box just behind Simon Murray. Hibs have shaded possession since then. There's not been a lot in the game. O'Hara was booked in the 42nd minute for taking out Yogan when he was on a drive and run the counter-attack. From that resulting free kick, Dundee chose to play short. Yogan came up down the side, cuts it back, and Danda just scraped the inside post. Apart from that, there's not much happening at Dens. 1-1 at half time.
Thanks, John. Finally, in the top flight to the Falkirk Stadium, has been something of a goal fest between Falkirk and Falkirk and Killie for Rory Lloyd to enjoy.
Yes, the 7,646 fans inside the stadium will have enjoyed that first half. Well, the ones of a Falkirk persuasion certainly would have done. A bit of a theme in the first half as well that caused Kilmarnock most of their problems. See if you can spot it. The first goal came within a minute. It was Calvin Miller. Falkirk ran forward straight from the kick-off. He cut inside. The ball deflected off Ethan Brown and into the back of his own net for 1-0. 4 minutes later, and a Barney Stewart header from a few yards out was ruled out eventually for offside. Anderson had one ruled out himself, but he was clearly offside. Brogio on 16 minutes had a shot deflected just wide. 28 minutes, another Barney Stewart header was palmed out by Roos, but this time straight into the path of Dylan Tate. He made no mistake, and it was Falkirk 2, Kilmarnock 0. Another Barney Stewart header from a Donaldson volley was glanced into the corner to make it 3-0 to Falkirk before Watson up the other end had a shot saved after it was straight at Bain. In 40 minutes, Kilty's shot from 25 yards was quite central but had a lot of power. It did flash past Bain, and Kilmarnock got one back to make it 3-1. Larson had an opportunity straight after, and Barney Stewart turned and shot inside the box just into added time. And then finally, yes, you've guessed it, a Barney Stewart header was saved by Kel Roos. Kilmarnock need to sort out their issues at the back when crosses are coming into the box, because Barney Stewart is dominating the two centre backs, and that's the reason, or one of the reasons, it's Falkirk 3, Kilmarnock 1 at half time.
Thanks, Rory. Into the championship then, second place Partick Thistle starting the day 3 points behind the league leaders. St Johnstone Thistle are at home to third place Arbroath. Derek Ferguson was watching that one.
Honestly, I'm going to sound like Victor Meldrew here. It's Partick Thistle 0, Arbroath 0, Firhill for thrills. I'm afraid not. For most part, I tell you what, it's been tame, pedestrian, uneventful. The only chance you talk about, a Tony Watt turning shot 15 yards out, was easily saved by McAdams in goal. That coming in 20 minutes. That is at half time. Couldn't come quick enough. Things, they can only get better. There's a song in there out.
Good, short and to the point from Derek there at Firhill. Hopefully things improve for you in the second half. And then to the leaders then, St Johnstone up against fourth place Ayr United, and Chris Doolan is there for us.
Yeah, in half-time at McDermott Park, it's St Johnstone 2, United 1. St Johnstone probably shown why they're the top team in the division so far and starting to stretch their lead at the top. The game opened up. It's been tough conditions. The pitch has been fiery. There's not a lot of grass on it, but both teams have tried to play. And after 15 minutes, St Johnstone took the lead. Rhys McAleer, who's been a key figure for St Johnstone up to this point, smashed in a fantastic half volley from the edge of the box after a Gullen free kick, which was well cleared by Ayr, but a fantastic low driven half volley into the bottom corner to put St Johnstone in the lead. And then just slightly a minute or two later, Ayr United actually equalised with probably their only chance of the first half. It's a long diagonal ball from wing back to wing back. I think it's Nick McAllister plays it from the right to the left, and Liam Dick comes in off the side, glances a header over the top of the goalkeeper to make it one each. But then after that, it's been all St Johnstone. Stanton had a chance, Josh Fowler couldn't finish the rebound, and it's all St Johnstone pushed and pushed until the 41st minute, where they got that second goal. Another cross from Gullen, fantastic cross from Gullen, and Czech Diabate 6 yards out, headers a ball into the top corner to make it 2-1. And in the last minute of the game, or the first half, Rhys McAleer fired another fantastic strike with his left foot this time off the bar, searching for that third. But as it stands just now, St Johnstone showing why they're at the top of the division, and it's St Johnstone 2, Ayr United 1.
Thanks, Chris. As things stand, they will stretch their advantage at the top of the championship. Well, there's a choice of listening again on Sports Sound for Open All Mics. Stick with us in 92 to 95 FM and BBC Sounds. And for full commentary of the second half of Hearts v Aberdeen, tune to BBC Radio Scotland Digital, 810 medium wave and extra on BBC Sounds. Both are live online, bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland.
Football from Sports Sound
on BBC Radio Scotland.
You are listening to Open All Mics. Let me just run you through the other scores in the Championship. It's Airdrie 2, Morton 1. In fact, Dom Thomas has just scored early on in the second half there to make it 2-1. So that's a double for him this afternoon. Remember, Morton reduced to 10.
Sorry, Al. We've got a goal at Motherwell. Oh, simple ball over the top. Chevet's standing behind Maswanisi. Maswanisi turns and has a shot from a dreadful angle. No real threat to the goal, but it takes a deflection off Chevet in the way, and it's just completely wrong foot. Ashley Maynard Brewer, and just a minute or so into the second half, it's Motherwell 2, Dundee United 0.
There's a couple of changes at Tynecastle. Aberdeen have made a couple of subs, but I think they're going to change their system as well. They'll go to a back three where as Williams talked about, Olusanya wanting to go through the middle. It looks like he's going to partner Nisbet as a front two, a 3-5-2. Off went Shinnie and Keskinen, and Frame and Nielsen have come on in the middle of the park.
Yeah. Are you getting me?
Yeah, hi Willie.
Yes, indeed. Yes, we are. Yeah.
Always, Willie. Always.
You've got me now.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, it's a 3 or the 5 at the back. Michael described it there in the 2 up top. And Nielsen coming on in place of Shinnie, I think. Just taking over the same role as what Shinnie was doing. But the shape has definitely changed, and I'm not surprised. As your friend Kabore goes to ground, Michael.
It was a penalty, Willie. It was a penalty, was it not?
It's a little bit slippery enough over there.
Just to finish going through those championship scorelines at half time, or at least now into the second half. Dunfermline leading by a goal to 0 at home to Queen's Park, and Ross County 2, Wraith Rovers 0. I think I pretty much gave you all the League 1 and 2 scores as they went in, although East Kilbride have levelled things at Clyde. Joao Baldi early in the second half has put the league leaders there level 1 apiece against Clyde, and no other goals. Well, there's a red card for Dale Carrick. In fact, Mark McNulty's just scored the resultant penalty for Spartans after Carrick was sent off for Annan. So Spartans winning by 2 goals to 0 now. McNulty double as East Kilbride the league leaders.
Yeah, by the way,
level.
I was slightly facetious when I was talking about it was a penalty, but I tell you what, Jack, I don't think it is, but Jack Milne, he put his arm in his back.
Asking for trouble there,
he was asking for trouble. I don't think it was a penalty, but
no,
there was no need for him to put his hand on him.
But do you know what I mean? He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it was a second thought as well, wasn't it?
Kabore, sorry.
It wasn't a penalty, Willie, but when you see the replay, Jack Milne puts his hand on his back, and he really shouldn't. He didn't need to,
because he was going nowhere.
Yeah,
you know what, puts his hand in his back, but Kabore, it doesn't affect Kabore, but then he takes a stride or two, and then he goes down. Maybe if he went down initially, then it would have put the referee under a little bit of pressure.
That red card for Annan incidentally was Darryl Carrick, beg your pardon, not Dale Carrick.
Stephen Welsh has pinned the ball. Oh, he should score. I said that Dundee United were playing a really high line and they were trying to go man for man. Stephen Welsh pings the ball about 60 yards. Maswanisi just runs into huge big Cole Kersteds, cannot keep up with him, and he goes through. He tries to flick it with the outside of his right foot. He might have been better just opening his foot up and trying to curl it with the inside. Huge let off for Dundee United. Motherwell now have the game exactly where they want it. United are going to have to press. They're going to take a few more risks, and it's just going to expose them to more opportunities like that. So still 2-0.
See what you're talking about in terms of...
Another strike, Kabori in again, in
Good
behind
shot,
that Aberdeen
strike.
back five now.
Good shot.
It's just too slated to Mitov, who parries it out.
But see what you were talking about, the way that Dundee United were set up, man to man all over the park, just leaving the goalkeeper with the ball.
Oh, Olisanya at the other end making a really good run into the left back channel, and it's Nicky Devlin that's up with the strike. It takes a deflection out for the corner kick, so a good counter for Aberdeen. They haven't shown enough of that, and right away you can see that Olisanya is much happier playing in a more central area.
Yeah. I was just talking about, you can quite easily imagine Jens Bertolascu half time, just a little tweak and telling them, because that's now twice, the goal comes for it and that incident, get the ball in behind Dundee United quickly, because if they're pressing, just make it a foot race with Maswanisi and the defender,
Well, they actually were doing it in the first half, Mega, but they were probably playing an extra pass.
Yeah.
Which just allows Dundee United to regroup.
Doing it quicker.
So, if it's Elijah Just or it's Callum Slattery or I'll tell you what, the minute you pick up the ball, don't even think of a square pass or a negative pass. Just throw it in behind and just cause a little bit more doubt. You're right, that's exactly.
Yeah.
And the second goal came from a quick free kick, put the hand on the ball and played. Didn't allow Dundee United to get set, don't allow them to get into position. So they're going to have to be careful, because Maswanisi has the legs on all of the back three.
Yeah, looking for his first Motherwell hat-trick now to Wanda Maswanisi, and he wouldn't put it past him to get that. Now the outright top scorer in the 4 divisions of the SPFL with 16 in the league, one from the penalty spot and the other one courtesy of the deflection, but it's a double for Maswanisi and a 2-goal lead for Motherwell at home to Dundee United. Also a 2-goal advantage for Falkirk at home to Killie. 3-1 they lead. 1-0 St Mirren away to Livingston. 1-0 Hearts at home to Aberdeen, and 1 apiece at Dens Park between Dundee and Hibernian. So what we got there?
Chance at Dundee. The ball comes in. Congreve cuts in. He's actually offside now, but Congreve cuts inside, clips it. It looks as if Simon Murray's going to head it, ducks, and it's Shogun at the back post, and almost it hits him in the face and comes back away from goal. It looks like a great chance, but obviously he's offside anyway.
Yeah, that was a chance, but the flag goes up in any case. So just waiting on their other goals going in and around the top flight after Maswanisi got the first second half goal to put Dundee United comfortably ahead against Motherwell comfortably ahead against Dundee United. Hearts looking to get the second goal that might make them a little bit more comfortable against Aberdeen.
Decent effort there from Hearts again, from the throw-in, not cleared properly. Harry Milne with the left foot trying to curl it, and take Mitov by surprise, but it takes a little bit of a deflection, and they've got another corner by the looks of it as well.
16 shots for Hearts so far.
How many on target?
Some amount of shots, 5 on target. Aberdeen haven't had a shot on target yet, which doesn't surprise you because they don't score goals.
No, I mean, there was that stat that they hadn't scored an away goal
all season.
All season.
Oh, he's had another chance to Wanda Maswanisi.
It's a chance. Oh, Mitov does well. Braga, it's just played back in as from one of the defenders, Hearts defenders. Aberdeen trying to play offside, I think. Braga beats that offside trap, goes in, takes it first time as it comes out there, and Mitov just throws his body at it. I think it comes off the inside of his leg and goes out for another corner, so Hearts piling on the pressure early in the second half.
Yeah, he did enough there. Was there a chance there for you, Stephen Craigan?
It was to Wanda Maswanisi once again. Elijah Just. Now the game's opened up a little bit, and I said about Dundee United having to commit more men forward. It's creating more space for him to place a lovely little slide rule pass into Wanda Maswanisi. The angle wasn't great coming in the right hand side of the box, but he still managed to get a strike away. It was a good save by Ashley Maynard Brewer. Motherwell now get the feel there's more goals here for them. That's 2 opportunities since they went 2-0 up. There's more to come, but still 2-0 to the home side.
This Hearts get, I mean, this is a 1-0 horsing. It's incredible, but it's 1-0. I mean, they need a second goal. They deserve a second goal.
They've won a few 1-0 though, haven't it? Was it you? Mentioned that earlier.
Oh, it's a goal! Barney Stewart, but this time it's with his foot, and it's Calvin Miller again. Kilmarnock haven't haven't actually started the second half that badly. They've been the better side. Calvin Miller goes down the left. I don't know where the defenders are. He literally just wanders into the middle of the goal and taps it in the back of the net. I don't know where Ethan Brown is. I don't know where Robbie D is. And it's Falkirk 4, Kilmarnock 1.
Incredible stuff from John McGlynn's side. Oh, you say there's a horsey going on at Tynecastle. That's a proper one at the Falkirk Stadium. Yeah.
That's a real life horsing, and that
sure is.
That's devastating for Neil McCann, because I think he felt he'd kind of turned the corner.
Yes,
there.
I think he definitely did. Yeah, they've not got the performance today by the sounds of it. Just updating you with a couple of goals in England. Burnley have got another one back against Brentford. It's now 3-2 Brentford, but Jayden Anthony for Burnley has made it 3-2, and Thomas Soucek has got one back for West Ham away to Liverpool. It's now 3-1 Liverpool in that one. So interesting scorelines down there, but very much interesting scorelines in the Scottish top flights as Falkirk go 4-1 up at home to Kilmarnock, and really responding terrifically well to the defeats by Dundee United and Hearts in their last couple of games. Hearts still a goal to the good against Aberdeen. Let's hear about the game at Armand Vale. Alan, any sign of a Livy comeback second half?
It's counter-attacks and that. They've got a free kick now wide on the left, but again it was from Prior, quick throw out to Tate. He runs almost 100 yards with the ball and wins a free kick. That's been about it. St Mirren have started the second half on top. It's been really poor quality from both sides. You need better quality coming in here from Danzo. They've loaded the box up, Livingston. They're all in. The ball comes in. It's rubbish again. Just a poor delivery. Really poor, and then miscontrolled. And now St Mirren are away. Really poor. 1-0 still St Mirren.
Has the change of shape made any difference for Aberdeen in the second half, Willie, would you say?
Just that they look a bit more solid at the back, but I think they look pretty open at the back in the first half. A lot of gaps as well, but they've got the three big centre backs there. Two wing backs are really full backs, so it is a five, and when you add Nielsen into that, who's going back into the back three as well. So defensively they look better, but it's only Olasanya that maybe be able to get them up the park. I don't think there's anybody else that looks capable of doing it.
They're looking to just play that ball up to Olasanya as quickly as they possibly can, aren't they?
Yeah.
But so far it's broken down at every attempt, which has allowed Hearts to just build attack after attack, really.
Yeah, they're just pinned back now, Michael. It's just a case of, and with Nielsen sitting there as well. He's in as an extra centre back too. He's sitting really deep. It's not as if he's commanding a midfield area and bursting forward. He's just sitting in front of that back three as well. So they've got very little, and the wing backs are not really making too many attempts to get forward. I don't see that.
Chance! Good save. Chance again, hits his own man.
How's that not a corner?
Lindeloo with a chance, saved by Prior. It comes back, and I think Mandron hits his own man.
Yeah, it looked that way, Alan, yeah. What about Dens Park? One apiece last we heard. John Rankin either side looking more likely to break that deadlock?
Yeah, if anyone's looking more likely to score, I'd say it's Hibs at this moment in time. They've had chances at the back post twice. Once down the right hand side, it breaks to Eldon. There's a couple of dummies in the middle of the 18-yard box. It breaks to Eldon at the back post. He takes a touch to settle himself, but he blasts wildly over the bar. And then the second time, Nicky Cadden comes down the left hand side. He just keeps getting the ball out his feet in the second half and putting it in the box. And at the back post, he comes across. I think it looks like Barlaser from where I am, and he headers it, but he gets underneath it, and he can only hit the target, but he headers it over the bar. So Hibs will be ruining those missed opportunities right now.
East Kilbride have turned it around against Clyde. Bobby McCluckie on loan from Hearts has got his 6th goal in 8 games since going there, and it's now 2-1 East Kilbride, and Peterhead are now 2-0 up on Queen of the South. It's Jason Brown who's got that goal for them. Back into the Championship, Derek Ferguson. It was a bit of a stinker in the first half.
Yeah, it's been a little bit brighter in the second half from an Arbroath point of view. We've got a sending off, and I wonder why there was a shot from down edge of the box. A players went down, and Arbroath player, I don't know, there must have been a little bit off the ball incident. There's certainly Sean Murdoch has brandished a red card, so I'm just trying to work it out who it was. There's a little bit of confusion.
Oh, Falkirk hit 5, and it's Dylan Tate again. It's from the edge of the box, and it flies into the top corner. Kilrush doesn't even move. Kilmarnock about to make 2 substitutes. They'll come on, and the score will be Falkirk 5, Kilmarnock 1.
It's really sensational stuff from Falkirk.
We're talking about Kilmarnock here and the effects this is going to have on them. Falkirk have just been absolutely brilliant.
They're leaving in their masses now, Tom's the away fan.
I'm not surprised. I'm just surprised it's surprised this low.
I wanted to ask Derek Ferguson if Sean Murdoch beautifully brandished that red card.
Yes, well, he's brandished that red. It's O'Reilly, the Thistle, one of the centre backs. So I'm not so sure. I only had one look at it, Michael. I'm a little bit surprised, but I was looking at the shot. It was going goalward. I thought, and it had the goalkeeper has a little free kick just passed. But yeah, well, that's Thistle. They've been so poor. It's unbelievable. Out of 10 men.
There's been a couple of changes for Livingston. Bakula's come on, and Barry Mackay makes his debut for Livingston here.
Oh, well, let's see if he can make any kind of difference and find some sort of invention that might break down that St Mirren back line as they continue to trail by a 1-0.
I mean, Falkirk are just, going from strength to strength. It really is. And I didn't really doubt that they were going to be getting top 6 prior to this, but that is well and truly cemented it. His major concern is obviously for as much as there's been positive performances and some positive results for Kilmarnock, that is
12 points clear.
You worry. No, I'm meaning for Kilmarnock now. You worry how this affects them, because that is.
Generally speaking, Michael, when a team goes to 5, they start to take their foot off the gas. But see, if they don't, Falkirk, they won't have finished. And Barney Stewart will be desperate to get his second hat-trick of the season as well, so it could get worse.
Now conceded 60 goals this season. It's the highest number in the league.
Yeah, I believe it was studs up, but it didn't look too much. And I've only got one take at it, but I wasn't kidding. Murdoch's refereed this game really well, so he's obviously seen something, and he's acted, and he acted with a red card. So it might breathe a little bit of life into this side, because, as I said, they've produced absolutely nothing. So maybe the 10 men, get out to 10 men, it might have an effect on them, but they're playing second best at the moment of this approach side.
Okay, yeah, we're talking about Kilmarnock. They've only won once away from home all season. Their away form has been pretty abysmal. No wins in the last 11. Will make that 12 after today, as Falkirk look to make a couple of changes now, but it's been outstanding from John McGlynn's side for sure. Referee having to get involved at Tynecastle, Willie, for a bit of a set to between a couple of players.
Steinwender and Olasanya, yeah. There was nothing in it. It was a kind of a chest to chest, and the defender went down. Roar went up. The referee had to kind of take both players over and speak to them. But for me, it's absolutely nothing. It's just maybe a little bit of frustration from Olasanya. He's been prominent, that's for sure. He uses his physical presence too. And he was a little bit frustrated there as he went chest to chest.
Yeah, it was absolutely nothing.
Beautifully dealt with by Kevin Clancy.
Yeah, nothing in it at all. So 1-0 Hearts leads. St Mirren also leading by a 0 away to Livingston. Motherwell 2 up on Dundee United. Falkirk 5-1 to the good against Kilmarnock, who will stay in 11th place this evening for sure. St Mirren look like they're going to take advantage of that, and it could be a really big afternoon for St Mirren from that perspective.
Oh, like this is. If they win this game, gives them. It just gives them such hope after such a dismal run. Everything we spoke about pre-match when Stephen Robinson was talking about, he's got a lot of his players back now. He needed the result to back that up, and at the moment he's getting it. So this could be a real springboard for them. We've said it before. We're saying it again. These players, their ceiling is high. They've won a cup, for goodness sake. So to see them down where they are has been all very odd. I know that he's had injuries, but St Mirren Too good to go down.
Geiger might be in a bit of problem here, a bit of trouble. In his reaction to the challenge, he definitely retaliated into the back of. Not too sure
it was
who
Spittle.
it was.
I think
Spittle or Leonard was it? Anyway, he went into the back. He took a bit of a knock in his ankle, rolled about, got up, and then retaliated. I think the referee, yellow card, he deserves that. Yeah, he definitely deserves that. Dennis Geiger definitely not happy. 16. There was Spittle, Michael, and Spittle gets booked as well.
Yeah.
Don't know if he deserved anything out of that, but maybe he had a
maybe
little
for the reaction.
nibble at it, when he reacted to it.
He's a shoving the back there, Willie, in retaliation. But again, it's like something and nothing, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Both players into the book there.
Spittle deserved a yellow card there, didn't he?
Well, I don't think you can shove something in the back like that. Anyway, Burnley have come from 3-0 down to be 3 apiece at home to Brentford in the English Premier League. And Connor Young has just scored for East Kilbride to make it East Kilbride 3 away to Clyde 1. And Accies have just equalised at home to Montrose. Lee Kildare with a goal in that one. Let's get back to the Championship leaders, St Johnstone. Chris Doolan, they were leading 2-1 at half time. How's the second half been going?
It's been a good second half so far. We've had a couple of stoppages. It's just stopped just now. Liam Smith went down. Jamie Gullen's already sat down and went off injured. But I think what we're starting to see for St Johnstone is the depth of their squad. They take Jamie Gullen off and they bring on Taylor Stephen, and he almost set up the third. And they had a good chance that Sam Stanton actually had a shot that was well saved, but Taylor Stephen comes on. I'm looking at the bench, Liam Smith's about to go off, and they're bringing on, I think it's Forrester, Adam Forrester I think is about to come on. So you look at the depth of the squad in St Johnstone just now, and if I look at their bench, the guys like Stevie Mallon, Kai Fotheringham, Rory Payton, guys who know Scottish football and know what's expected here as well, Alfie Aguiman. So they've got guys who can really press home their advantage, but it's still 2-1 just now.
Yeah, 2-1 there, and 0-0 at Firhill, but Partick Thistle down to 10 men. They look like they could be maybe falling a little bit further behind this afternoon as St Johnstone leads. And they with
struggled, Al. They've struggled with 11 men, never mind going down to 10 men. O'Reilly, I think he was going to block the shot as Cochrane hit it. Studs were showing, but as I says, I was watching where the shot was going because there was a little deflection, but then the next thing there's a red card brandished from Sean Murdoch, so I think it was, I don't know, I'm in the dark a little bit obviously, but I think it was for Studs up, so but it's a soft one for me. I'm told that if VAR was here it would be cleared up, but that's why I love coming to these places, because we ain't got VAR.
Well, see, there's been there was a meeting today of IFAB, which is the board that makes the laws essentially of the game, and they have basically authorised VAR to have further abilities to look at different incidents. So they're going to look for the World Cup. They're going to add second yellows and corner kicks to the mix.
It's great news, because VAR has been such a roaring success around European football. So give them more powers.
It was the best moment. Sorry, Tom, that was the best moment of the game. It's Fitzpatrick down the left hand side, shapes to shoot, cuts inside, hits it to his right. He's got to score. I thought he just dragged it past. I think it actually just skims the right hand post. But the keeper, he's obviously got a little touch because they've got a corner kick. So what an opportunity for Thistle to take the lead. Just shows you they're down to 10 men and they're now getting forward, shots at goal.
This incident.
VAR will be looking at this incident.
But do you know, Willie?
Have you seen it?
But Willie,
I'm not 100% sure. Who caught who?
Well, Willie, is this not just a perfect example of? See, when you actually see it happening and you see the referee getting all excited, you actually start worrying for both players. And you're thinking, who's going to get done here? And how about nobody gets done? It's just it's a collision. McCart kicks the ball, clatters into Devlin, who's running at the tackle. It's a sore one, but nobody should be getting punished for that. Nobody.
No, there's no any intent. McCart has got the eye in the ball. He plays the ball first. Devlin takes the knock. He goes down. Listen, it's a really good challenge. But they will. Well, obviously they will look at it. But
you could imagine somebody getting. You could imagine somebody getting punished for this.
Well. Let's hope not. Let's hope it doesn't slow it down enough to allow someone to get punished for it.
What do you make, Michael, of this additional second yellows? I think it was something you had spoken about in the past.
In theory, brilliant, but my view on VAR is that it's destroying the game and it's just a further encroachment. So
if we're going to keep it,
the post.
Yeah,
oh, is it going to be 6? Oh, he saved it. How is it not went in the back of the net? Ben Brosio's hit the post. It's went across the face of goal. And how Calvin Miller and Barney Stewart don't get it in the net between them, I'll never know. It was unbelievable from Liam Henderson to start with. He nicked the ball in front of Watson. He drove forward. He played Brosio in, and the rest played out from there. My goodness me, what a performance from Falkirk. Still 5-1.
Oh, I don't know how it's not going in the back of the net.
But Falkirk threatening again. It's certainly not taking the foot off the gas. Yes, Willie?
Yeah, Devlin's off. They've made the sign to the bench, so he has been caught, but I didn't see anything malicious in it.
I don't see any sign the referee's going to take any further action, is it?
Which is good, but
well, I don't think so.
Beautiful refereeing.
We've seen a lot of that today.
Beautiful.
Thankfully.
Oh! At Dundee 2, Hibs 1.
Who's got it, John?
Against the run of the play. I'm trying to see who it is.
It's Luke Graham. Luke Graham.
Graham.
I'm sorry to interrupt Ranks, but he's just booked Nicky Devlin as he's going off flaming injured. What has Nicky Devlin done?
That's
dearie me. Yes. He just Willie, Willie, confirm that.
I missed that, guys.
Devlin was booked as he went off there.
Yeah. He wasn't happy. I did see that. I was wondering what he wasn't happy with it. He had a word with the referee.
Right, so
he was certainly angry. But why he got booked, I don't know. Unless the referee thought that he came in late with the challenge.
Or he's maybe been booked for complaining. Maybe booked for complaining. I mean, it's got to be because he can't be booked for
the incident itself.
Not the incident. Surely not.
He did nothing wrong in that incident. It must have been a bit of verbals. I would hope it's a bit of verbals.
I would hope. Yes.
Okay, we're about to go on TV, so that means that we'll get round the grounds and get an update from all the guys. Luke Graham's second goal of the league season has put Dundee a goal up on Hibernian, so 2-1. Well, hello and welcome to BBC One Scotland viewers. This is Open All Mics and another jam-packed afternoon of Scottish football. Some really terrific action right around the country, and we're about to bring you right up to date with all that's been going on, and we'll start with the league leaders. Hearts, they're at home to Tynecastle. That one has been watched for us by Willie Miller.
Yeah, as it stands just now, Hearts are leading and dominating the game. It was a superb goal from Claudia Braga, well worked down the right hand side by Kabore, who took on Morrison, left him for dead, and then cut it back to the striker who slotted it away expertly. They have totally dominated this game, have the home side. Aberdeen really struggling, so much so that they had to change their shape at half time and go to a 5 at the back, and basically in the second half they've just defended their goal, and it's just been a case of waves of attack from Hearts time and time again. They've stood up quite strong. They look a lot better defensively, and if you add Nielsen into the mix as well, who come on as a substitute and is just sitting in front of the back three, then you can understand why they're looking solid. But it's all about the home side. It's all about Hearts so far. Anyway, the only threat for Aberdeen has been Olasanya with his pace and power up front, but they've hardly, in fact, I don't think they have created an opportunity. Maybe the Nicky Devlin shot that was blocked in the second half. So at this moment in time, Hearts are looking good for the full 3 points. They lead 1-0 here at Tynecastle.
Thanks very much, Willie. So Hearts topping the table and looking to extend their advantage at the top to 7 points. Rangers and Celtic, of course, in action tomorrow in second and third. Fourth place Motherwell at home to Dundee United this afternoon. That one's been watched for us by Stephen Craigan.
Indeed, Alistair, with 16 minutes to go plus out of time. It's Motherwell, the home side, that lead by 2 goals to 0. It's been the man of the season for Motherwell, the top goal scorer in the Scottish Premiership. Tawanda Maswanisi has got a double. The first one after 37 minutes, an off the ball incident involving himself and Chevet of Dundee United. Nick Walsh had a look at the screen, give a penalty to Motherwell. and upstep Maswanisi to send Ashley Maynard Brewer the wrong way for 1-0 at half-time. Within minutes of the second half, it was 2-0. It was an innocuous shot, I have to say, by Maswanisi at the edge of the box. Took a big deflection off Chevet, and it ricocheted past Maynard Brewer, who had went the other way. Was completely wrong-footed. Since then, Motherwell have taken the foot off the gas a little bit. It's been quite routine. They've been a little bit sloppy. The closest Dundee United have came was just a few moments ago. Direct from a corner kick, Trapanovsky, one of 4 subs made by Jim Goodwin just after the hour mark. Here an in-swinging corner kick crashed off the post. But apart from that, Dundee United have rarely threatened the Motherwell goal. It's all about Motherwell. Can they add more goals, or will they settle for what they've got? They're certainly pushing forward. Björgolfsson had a shot a couple of minutes ago. It was well saved by Maynard Brewer. But with 15 minutes to go, it's Motherwell 2, Dundee United 0.
Yeah, thanks, Stephen. A massive game at the foot of the table involving bottom side Livingston and the third bottom St Mirren. Must win for either side, you would have to say. Who is in front? Alan Preston can tell us.
Well, it's Livingston 0, St Mirren 1, Alistair, at the moment. And yeah, massive game for both, but it certainly doesn't seem that for Livingston. They've been dreadful this afternoon. St Mirren deserve to be ahead. Richardson with a header that hits the bar, and they took the lead in 44 minutes. Mandron with a cross, Lindeloo with a looping header and over the Prior into the back of the net. It was 1-0 at half time. With this chance, Livingston not won a game, a league match in 203 days. This result tonight, if it stays the same as it is, they will be 5 clear of Falkirk St Mirren, and a really big afternoon for them, because they've only taken 2 points out the last 30 on the road. So a massive 15 minutes still to go here at Livingston. It's still Livingston 0, St Mirren 1.
Yeah, thanks, Alan. 2 other big games going on. One of them is up at Danes Park between Dundee and Hibernia, and John Rankin is watching that one.
Yes, it's 2-1 here at Danes to the home side. The second half, Luke Graham has actually just put Dundee in front. After 11 minutes, the game came alive. Owen Eldon, came with a header at the front post where Nicky Cadden crossed. They put Hibs in front. That lead, however, only lasted for 4 minutes. When in the 15th minute, it was a long searching ball from Luke Graham, and it was that man Simon Murray cutting inside, and deflected effort made it 1-1. The game became an even battle at that point. It was all over.
Goal! Cobham-Golo! It's just a ball into the box. It's a high looping cross, and there's Cobham-Golo for his second goal in a week. A great header into the bottom corner. Have Livingston got hope with 15 minutes to go? 1-1.
Well, that could be a really big goal in the context of the battle at the bottom. Cobham-Golo with that terrific opening goal at home to Rangers on Sunday, and now he's got what could be an equally precious one at home to St Mirren to give Livingston a chance of going on, potentially to take all 3 points there in that crucial game. Sorry to cut John Rankin off in his prime, but I think we got the gist of it. 2-1 Dundee lead, with Luke Graham having put his side ahead in the closing stages against Hibernia, and that leaves the game at the Falkirk Stadium. We've saved the best to last, arguably Falkirk against Hibs, and Rory Loy's there for us.
Yes, indeed. There have been 6 goals in this game, 5 of them from Falkirk, as they look for another. Here, Kelroos saves. The referee should have stopped the game. Actually, there's a head knock. The game's still going on. How Falkirk haven't made it 6, Al. Sorry, I'll get to the goals in a second. The first goal came within 30 seconds of the match starting. Miller cut inside, went to cut it back, and it deflected off Ethan Brown for 1-0 to the home side. It was then a Barney Stewart header, which was palmed out pretty poorly by Roos, it has to be said, into the path of Tate for 2-0. Stewart headed again from a Donaldson volley, was glanced into the far corner. Really good finish, I have to say, on that one. And then Kiltie pulled one back with a shot from 25 yards. It was 3-1 at half-time to Falkirk. And then on the second half, they started again like a train. Barney Stewart tapped home to make it 4-1, and Tate's strike from 20 yards made it 5-1. There's been a raft of changes since. Falkirk well worth their lead, and there's probably about 15 minutes to go in this one now.
Thanks, Rory. Mark Stowe's made it 3-0 for the Spartans at home to Annan. That's his 13th goal of the 14th league goal of the season. Actually, let's delve into the championship though. Derek Ferguson is watching. Second place Partick Thistle at home to third place Arbroath. How's it going, Derek?
Yeah, still no scoring at the moment, Al. That first half, as I told you earlier, it was absolutely dreadful, so the least said about it the better. The second half certainly been better. From an Arbroath point of view, they've been the brighter side. A couple of efforts at goal through Marshall and Nisbet. Then it got even worse for Thistle, you know, who have been so poor this afternoon. O'Reilly sent off, violent conduct. I'm told, I think it was no more than showing his studs from a down shot, but they're down to 10 men, but they're showing a lot more ambition, getting themselves forward, shots at goal now, balls into the box, so at least we've got a little bit of excitement. Have we got a winner? Well, we've got about 15 minutes left at the moment. Partick Thistle 0, Arbroath 0.
Thanks, Derek. Thistle began the afternoon 3 points behind the league leaders St Johnstone, who are at home to Ayr United. And watching that one is Chris Doolan.
Yeah, and it's still St Johnstone 2, Ayr United 1 here in Perth. And the second half's been just as entertaining as the first half so far, albeit we've not had any goals yet. But the scoring was opened after the 15th minute for St Johnstone by Rhys McAleer. It was a fantastic ball in by Jamie Gullen. It was well dealt with from the free kick by Ayr United, and it landed at the feet of Rhys McAleer 20 yards ago, and he hit a fantastic low driven ball into the bottom corner on the half volley. But the lead only lasted 2 minutes. Ayr hit back, Liam Dickley a header, a glancing header coming in off that wing back position to pull Ayr back into it, but that was their only real opportunity in the first half. Then the lead was extended on the 42nd minute by Czech Diabate. Again, another Gullen cross came in from a corner, and he found himself unmarked inside the box, and he headed a fantastic ball into the top corner to make it 2-1 at half time. And in the second half, the possession's probably been balanced on both sides, albeit we've not had huge chances. Sam Stanton had a shot blocked, but apart from that, it's been 50-50 in terms of chances just now in the second half, but it's still St Johnstone 2, Ayr United 1.
Thanks, Chris. Curtis Main has just been sent off for Morton. That's them down to 9 men after Cammy Ballantyne was sent off in the first half. So their early lead in that game has been cancelled out, and they now trail 2-1 away to Airdrie. Dunfermline 1 up on Queen's Park, and Ross County 2-0 up on Raith Rovers. That's the other scores in the championship. Michael Stewart alongside me here in the studio. It's been quite the afternoon once again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's getting to the stage where things are a little bit tense. As Tom was talking about before, you look at the game at Tynecastle, and it's been a very strong performance from Hearts, but they're only 1-0 up. And obviously Motherwell getting their noses in front in the first half, extend their lead in the second, looking good for the 3 points. I mean, all these games, I mean, Falkirk obviously from the game at Falkirk Stadium, that is a thoroughly impressive scoreline at the moment. It really is, cementing their place in the top 6. Dundee, you know, that could be a huge one for them, just to solidify themselves in the league and really start to look up the table. And if it stays that way at the moment, it just sort of feeds into that sense of, from Hibs' perspective, a couple of good performances and results, and then they really need to back it up with another one. And at the moment, it looks like Dundee are the ones that are going to see it through.
Yeah, they do. Spartans have gone 4 up on Annan. It's Mark McNulty's hat-trick sealed with a penalty. Burnley have come from 3 goals down to lead Brentford by 4 goals to 3. Fleming with the 4th goal in that one, and Airdrie up against the 9 men, as I mentioned, of Morton are 3-1 up. Yeah, who's that? John Rankin.
2-2 at Dens. It's a ball over the top. It looks as if the Dundee defence stop expecting. They almost expected the linesman to put his flag up, but he doesn't put his flag up, and it's Antti Suto just puts it through John McCracken's legs. 2-2 at Dens.
That's a huge goal for Hibs, for Shuto. It looks like he's onside, Mikey, would you say, on the first free run?
It does, but it's very difficult to tell on those tight screens.
Definitely tight.
Yeah, it is tight, but it's a big goal for Hibs. I was just talking about it there, you know, that they need to back that up. I'm just looking at there's a Stramash at Tynecastle.
It is. I don't know where it's going, Michael. There was a bit of contact inside the box as well. Was it Frame that went down? I didn't think it was a penalty. But Aberdeen finding little kind of a bit of life, little kind of a pockets of
it's Stuart Armstrong, isn't it?
Is it Armstrong that
it
goes down in the second? It might have made more of it, I thought.
It's
not. It might have made more
of
it. I didn't think it was at the time.
But you can,
coming together, isn't it?
You can understand from Aberdeen's perspective, and Stuart Armstrong know why he's thinking it, but it's not.
Definitely claim for it, 100%.
But I mean, this is the classic situation of, you know, when it's 1-0 and you're dominating, how, you know, you need to dominate the scoreline and get another goal to see it the opposition off. Otherwise, it gives them a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
What a chance that was for a growth, guys. I tell you what, it's a brilliant save from the keeper, but brilliant work from Stuart. Just lays it back to Marshall, and he catches it ever so well, but it's a brilliant touch from the keeper just over the bar. So it's going from end to end, so certainly getting a game now. Is there a winner? That still remains to be seen. Still nothing each here at Firhill.
That fourth Burnley goal's been chopped off actually by VAR, so 3 apiece again in that one. So we're coming towards the closing stages of all the games around the country. 2-2 at Denge Park between Dundee and Hibs. Falkirk cantering to victory over Kilmarnock. 5-1 they lead. Hearts with a narrow advantage over Aberdeen, 1-0. 1 apiece at Ammon Vale between Livy and St Mirren. And Motherwell 2 goals to the good against Dundee United. That's your Premiership up to date for you, Tom. That game at the bottom, Livingston, St Mirren. Livingston have given themselves a slight lifeline there with the equaliser, you would say.
I still can't see it. I still can't see Livingston saving themselves. A bit of a lifeline today, but yeah,
draws are no good, Alice.
The draws are
no good.
Here's the roar.
Another roar.
Tynecastle.
How's that not a free kick? How's that not a free kick?
Kevin Nisbet's through though.
At the other end. It's certainly end to end at the moment.
You've got an awful lot of players appealing for an awful lot of things over the last 5 minutes.
Did you not think that was a free kick, Willie?
Oh, they've hit the post
I didn't
again.
Get a good view of it, Michael. That's my answer to it, to be perfectly honest.
Have another red
you
card,
probably got a
lads.
better idea there.
Right, hold on. Let's go to Firhill. Derek Ferguson with the red card.
This time it's for the visitors. It's O'Brien. I think he's hauled down Samuel. The referee took his time. Fair play to him. Had a good think to himself. In that time, it was only 2 or 3 seconds, but it looked a sending off, denying a goal, scoring opportunity. So it's a free kick for Thistle on the edge of the box. But now we'll get 10v10, as it says. O'Reilly sent off for Thistle in the second half in 58 minutes, and then we've only got we've got about 3-4 minutes left, and that's O'Brien taking an early shower. So 10v10, we may yet still have a goal here at Firhill. Nothing each at the moment.
Back to Rory as a chance for a Falkirk 6, was it, Rory?
Yeah, well, it was a good turn by Finn Yates. Chance, probably half a chance on the edge of the box. He drilled a low shot and it clipped the outside of the post. He was the latest player to have another goal. Philip Lisa, oh my goodness, he's been so good today. So good. He's been dragged down so many times because he's so powerful, so strong. But yeah, Falkirk have ran riot. Barney Stewart will not get his hat-trick, incidentally. He's been replaced by Brian Graham.
Goal! 3-2 Hibs! Wow! Ball comes, Jamie McGrath. Wow, the away end is going crazy. Great play from Hibs. Ball gets shifted into Jamie McGrath, and he's in the inside of the box. He shifts it. The Dundee defender can't touch him. Shifts it inside, and you think he's going to open his foot up and curl into the far post. He drills it near side and beats John McCracken. 3-2 Hibs. Great comeback.
It's a good finish, isn't it?
It's a great finish.
Another finish in Perth as well. Al, it's now 3-1 for St Johnstone. A breakaway from a corner kick for United. They break away and it's 4v2, and you know they try and slip Sam Stanton through. The ball rolls away from him. Max Thompson slides out, doesn't get a hold of it. It ricochets off him, and he's just been rounded. I try to see who it is that's celebrating. There was 4 of them that could tap it in. But right now, I'll come back to you who scored, but right now it's St Johnstone 3, United 1.
That's a great goal,
Lucky
Easter
for
Road.
Thistle from that resulting free kick. Rattled the bar. It was Ocean Smith, a wonderful free kick, 18 yards out. Keeper was nowhere to be seen. Unfortunate for Thistle, just rattles off that crossbar. So still 0-0 here at Thistle.
It was
talk about the Jamie
Payton.
Payton, okay, thanks Chris. Yeah, you want to talk about the Jamie McGrath?
No, just it was a great finish, but that, you know, I was just talking a few moments ago when it was 2-1 Dundee and the disappointment for Hibs, that's flipped on its head big time, and that just feeds into the feeling that could be a bit of a tasty finish to the season for Hibs as well, because they're still trying to chase those teams in front, and you would not bet against Hibs having a major say in the title race as well, because they're capable, very much capable of beating the teams above them.
Jamie McGrath has been outstanding today.
He's been brilliant. He's been brilliant all season. He's 9 or 10 goals, isn't he? He's been
8 in the league, certainly, yeah.
Yeah, I think 9 overall. He's been excellent. I mean, Hibs now are only, what are they? They're 5 points behind Motherwell. I mean, it's so condensed, and Motherwell are shooting the lights out. Like Motherwell, I know we've all eulogised them all season. If this finishes 2-0 for them today, there'll be 3 goals conceded in their last 16 games, 18 conceded in 28 in the league. They're unprecedented numbers. Unprecedented numbers. Only 6 conceded at home in 15 games, if it stays the way it is.
Is that the best defensive record in Europe?
Is it?
Well, it is. I know people were having a bit of crack with that during the week. Better than PSG and Real Madrid. And
well, I mean,
Tom's not crack, it's serious. Come on.
It's phenomenal.
But those sorts of numbers are title-winning type numbers.
Yeah.
Particularly because they're so expansive and they play such open attacking football. It's almost, you know, the contrast doesn't seem to kind of make sense, but actually
because it's just control. They've got such control of the game. They've got such control of the game. That's why, you know, that they're ending up with such great, clean sheets.
They do it with ease.
Yeah.
The minute the game kicks off, they just absorb the ball and just knock it around, and then they control the game. Of course, the second half has been a little bit sloppy. They've been loose. They've made some subs and they've encouraged Dundee United. But you're right. They just control the game. They're so good with the ball that the opposition just don't make any real impact in the game.
Did they change anything at all, Craigs, when you say Dundee United went man for man? Did they adapt to that? How did they get around that?
I was just saying, they just went long. Callum Ward just knocked the ball over the top and they just chased one-on-one.
Livingston are wanting a penalty, but it's no chance. Tequila goes down in the box. He's wanting a penalty, not for me, at the back post. Just a coming together with Richardson as he goes for an overhead kick, Tequila now, but he's still adamant it's a penalty. He's in the referee's face. He's wanting a penalty kick, thinks he's held.
Mark Durnan's third goal of the season has given Dumbarton a late equaliser away to Stirling Albion in League 2.
6 minutes for anyone to get a winner here at Livingston. 1-1.
5 minutes for us, and this is the best spell Aberdeen have had. Certainly in the second half, they've got a little bit of control of the ball. They're not doing too much with it, but it's getting a little bit nervous in the stadium itself from the fans. I don't know if Aberdeen have got the quality, have got the players out there that can, actually take something out of this game. Certainly on the evidence of the play, they don't deserve that, but Hearts are having to defend, and they are defending in numbers for probably the first time in the game.
Hearts have now had 20 shots, 7 on target. Aberdeen 0 on target. It's ridiculous that this is just 1-0. I mean, if Hearts let this slip, and I don't think they will because you can't see Aberdeen scoring, they'll never forgive themselves. But there's so much in control of this game. It's incredible.
Yeah, Aberdeen's goal scoring away from home, they've only scored 7 away goals all season and none in the last, what is now almost 7 games. It's a deplorable away record, and that's why they're languishing in 8th place. Oh, who's got something?
A new blue header, it's decent enough, just wide of the target from a corner. Looks like another day, a victory for Livingston, and St Mirren woes on the road continue.
So Motherwell just a point behind Celtic now.
Yeah, and
just 3 points behind Rangers.
Can I also say, I think there's over 7,500 Motherwell fans in here today, which there's almost every seat taken in the home end. So that's the final whistle goes, and it just shows you the appetite from the fans when the team are playing well. Full time here, Alistair. 2-0 Motherwell.
Routine. routine.
It gets
no
that way.
surprise.
Oh, he's done it again.
Yes, Derek.
It's Ocean Smith again. He's hit the bar with a free kick. This time he's about 25 yards out. It's a wonderful strike. He's beat the keeper, and again it just rattles the top of the bar. And Thistle really going for it there with the 10 men, 10v10 at the moment. Oh, so close for Thistle. It remains Partick Thistle 0, Arbroath 0.
Thanks, Derek. That win for Motherwell makes it 9 unbeaten in the league for them. Only just one home defeat all season. Only Hearts have got more home points. And it's the first time they've won 3 in a row, actually, since September 23. But the form, generally speaking, has been outstanding, you would have to say. Who's got that? John Rankin.
3-3. 3-3 at Dens. Congreve, left foot from about just outside the box, on the angle, curls it to the far post. Hibs have been defending for their lives, and Dundee get a point in the 95th minute.
That's incredible stuff. Yet again, the Premiership is delivering. It's Cam Congreve. It's just his second league goal of the season. Looked like a really nice finish from the edge of the box. Of course, all the action on Sports Scene tonight from 7:15 on the BBC Scotland channel. And well, the goals have been flying in around the country. Plenty of them to look forward to with Stephen. I think it's Richard Foster who's joining him this evening for Sports Scene. So the final whistle's beginning to go around the country. It's full time, certainly at Motherwell, as Stephen told us. Falkirk still looking for another goal at home to Kilmarnock, but that's been a real doing for Neil McCann.
Arbroath now.
Okay, Derek, disappointment for Mark Wilson.
Caution to the wind here. Jack Milne's up as a striker. Sivert Nielsen's up beside them. They've got 4 strikers up there. Lazardich and Nisbet as well. I think that they're going to run out of time right enough, but because it's such a fine line, Peter Levens just ordered them to go up top and try to salvage something out of this game that they don't really deserve to take anything from.
Game over here, 3-3. That was the last kick of the ball with Congreve.
What a game at Dens Park. We'll get a full account from John Rankin in just a few minutes once the full-time whistles sound at all the games. You can hear the Hearts fans in the background. We shall not be moved as the rallying cry as they're deep into stoppage time. And they've got a free kick as they try to see out yet another victory. The only unbeaten side at home in the league, and that is going to continue beyond today for sure. And they look like they're heading 7 points clear at the top of the table. It is a fabulous record that Hearts have, and it's just getting better, and they've definitely got winnable games coming up before the split as well. So where are we still playing? We're still playing at the Falkirk Stadium.
Full time at Tynecastle, and Hearts do it. 1-0 victory, a dominant 1-0 victory here for the league leaders.
Yeah, as you were saying earlier on, Tom, they've got a few of those.
There were a lot. In the last, they must have 4 of those now in this year. 1-0 wins. That was 1-0. That was a different type of 1-0 to some of the others. 1-0 going on 3 and 4.
I mean, you say that, Tom, but it's no any different when you get towards the last 15 minutes of the game and it's only 1-0. There's inevitably an element of anxiety that kicks in. But the more that they do it, the more comfortable the players themselves.
They were on the front foot the whole day.
But I tell you, Derek McInnes will be longing for the day that Lawrence Shanklin comes back and scores a second or a third goal there.
Full time in Perth now. St Johnstone 3, Ayr United 1.
But Chris, I think you've got to look at it as well, Michael, Tom, that Hearts don't have to go to Aberdeen, which is historically a disaster for them, and St Mirren. Another tough place to go for them as well. They don't have to go there.
That's true, Alan. Yeah, they
don't win at Aberdeen.
Full time in Falkirk 5, Kilmarnock 1.
Sensational stuff from John McGlynn's side, but a desperate result for Neil McCann and his side, languishing in the relegation playoff spot. So I think
I'll see that performance though at Tynecastle. I mean that. Now it's all the positives you take for it because it was a dominant performance. I mean, they thoroughly deserved that. They were good, and they battered Aberdeen there.
They did.
And yes, it's only 1-0, but there's so many positives for Hearts to take out of that. So many positives.
There's a bit of aggro there on the pitch afterwards. Like if they did, they bossed them 1-0, but they bossed it. They showed an awful lot of bottle, and people keep waiting for Hearts to slip. Maybe they're just not going to slip. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're going to see it through.
Full
this
time
is a
at
huge win.
Livingston, 1-1 with St Mirren.
Yeah. What is going on the pitch there?
This is at Tynecastle. Willie, are you still watching what's going on
here
there?
If you switch me up, yeah. I'm trying to talk to you. Can you hear
I'm
me?
blaming the producer.
Good stuff.
Go on, Willie.
There's a bit of, I think it was Geiger that instigated it, but then all of a sudden Peter Leven's out there as well. He's unhappy with something. I'm not 100% sure. He was over at the referee, giving the referee verbal, and then stayed on the pitch. So he was involved in it, but I think it was Geiger who's been pretty prickly throughout this afternoon. Since he took that challenge, that knock in the leg. It's all settled down now, and the Hearts players are away to enjoy the moment with the fans, but there was certainly looked like and Derek McInnes and Peter Leven are having a bit of a conversation. I think they had a little nibble at each other about a couple of minutes ago, and about 50 yards from where they are now, but they're having a heated discussion in the Hearts half, the second half. So Peter Leven's obviously not happy with something, not 100% sure. Derek McInnes is savouring the moment, obviously. You have every right to do so. Who wouldn't? The position that he's in.
He's had an exchange of views there with Peter Leven.
A wee bit of radiation there. The Geiger counter getting a wee bit excited.
Oh, he's turned around Derek McInnes and walked away and just held his hands up in the air with a little bit of a smile.
Celebratory.
It started a bit earlier though. That was the second nibble that they had at each other. They were at it in the halfway line, and it kind of worked its way up towards nearer the goal.
We need to find out stuff. We need to find out, Willie, what's all this about.
Yeah, well, I'm sure
the bottom line is Hearts win again.
Yeah, that is the bottom line. Well, it's full time around the country, so time now for the full time reports. Starting with that game at Tynecastle, where commentary was brought to you this afternoon by Ryan Stevenson and Kerdine Insan.
Making their way off the field, Derek McInnes is still saluting the main stand. Why? Because it's victory number 19 of Hearts' incredible season. A single goal victory. Claudio Braga was the only difference in terms of the scoreline between these two sides. 28 minutes, Kabori's brilliant setup, a lovely acute angled finish from Claudio Braga for his 15th goal of an impressive season. Kabori should have scored.
I think we've lost Kerdine there, unfortunately. We've lost Tynecastle altogether, and never mind, Hearts winning by a 1-0. We'll get that line back up in time for the post-match interviews for sure. Let's get to Fir Park then, our full-time wrap-up from Stephen Craigan after Motherwell were victorious against Dundee United.
Indeed they were, Alistair. In the end here at Fir Park, it was another routine win for the Steelmen. It was that star man, a key player this season, Tawanda Maswanisi, who done the damage with a double. His 20th and 21st goals of the season for the home side. He got the opener just before the 40-minute mark. He slaughtered home a penalty kick after an off-the-ball incident involving himself and Vicky O'Shea. Nick Walsh was asked to go and have a look at the screen. He decided it was a penalty kick. There was a check for violent conduct. It ended up being a reckless challenge from Shea, and Maswanisi made slaughtered home from 12 yards. He then sealed the points just after half time, within a minute of the second half restarting. An ambitious shot, it has to be said, from the edge of the box, took a wicked deflection off Shea once again. Wrong-footed Ashley Maynard-Brewer, and Maswanisi didn't care. The ball ended up in the back of the net. From that moment on, it was really comfortable for Motherwell. They had a couple of chances after that. Maswanisi had two good opportunities to get his hat-trick, but unfortunately for him, he passed up both chances. The closest Dundee United came late in the game. It was a direct from a corner kick. Trapanovski, in-swinging corner kick from the left-hand side, crashed off the post, but Jim Goodwin will be disappointed that his team didn't make any more of a match of it in the second half, didn't make any real inroads in the game. So another clean sheet for Motherwell, another 3 points for the home side. They now sit within 1 point of Celtic and I think 3 points of Rangers as they go head-to-head tomorrow. Full time here at Fir Park. It's Motherwell 2, Dundee United 0.
They've also got the best goal difference in the league now.
Motherwell.
Yeah. Best goal difference in the league.
Hugely impressive stuff from Jens Bertolasco's side once more. Let's head to the bottom end of the table. It was a game you felt Livingston probably had to win. Stephen Robinson said it was a must not lose for St Mirren. How did it finish up there, Alan Preston?
Livingston 1, St Mirren 1, Alistair. And St Mirren had the better of the first half. Tanser cross, Richardson header. Prior got a touch onto the bar and away for a corner, but the only goal in the opening period came in 44 minutes. Mandaron with a cross, Lundaloo with a header, looping header over Prior into the back of the net. Livingston rang the changes. All credit to Marvin Bartley. He changed his front three and he brought on Barry Mackay. His cross in 74 minutes found Cobongolo, who volleyed one in last week against Rangers. This one was a cute header into the bottom of the net to make that 1-1. So that makes Livingston 7 behind Kilmarnock in 12th. St Mirren 3 ahead of Kilmarnock in 10th. 1 win in 29 for Livingston. Final score: Livingston 1, St Mirren 1.
Yeah, not great for Livy, you would have to say. It's they've avoided defeat again, but as Alan was saying earlier on, draws just not good enough for them in the predicament they find themselves. Let's head to Dens, another titanic battle up there that was watched by John Rankin. Dundee against Hibernian.
Yeah, a great game here at Dens. It finishes 3-3. Dundee, the game burst into life after 11 minutes when Owen Eldon headed Hibs in front with a Nicky Cadden cross. That lead only lasted for 4 minutes when a long ball from Luke Graham caught Hibs out, while Simon Murray burst in and goal, and from the left hand side chopped inside Rocky Bashiri and hit a deflected effort off of him into the net. Hibs dominated the bulk of the first half after that, but they couldn't find their way in front. Second half started with a Sam Congreve cutting inside on his left foot and putting the ball out for a throw-in on the far side, much to the frustration of the home support. After that, Dundee managed to get themselves in front from a Luke Graham header at the back post. To credit the Hibs coaching staff, they made a change and went to a back four. That had a massive bearing in the game. Ante Suto came on and scored 18 minutes after he came on in the 84th minute to make it 2-2. Soon after that, Jamie McGrath cut inside on the left hand side into the box, cuts inside, chops, he opens up as if he's going to fire the ball into the far side with his instep and cuts across the ball, catches John McCracken near post to put the away side 3-2 up, going into the last wee bit. You could see Hibs were getting back to the wall, defending the box, and it was that guy Congreve again, cuts inside in his left hand side. This time the ball does not go out for a throw in the far sides, but nestles right in the back of the net with inside his left foot. Great game here at Dens. I was fearful after the first 10 minutes, but wow, 3-3, great game.
6 goals shared at Dens Park there between Dundee and Hibs. 6 goals as well at the Falkirk Stadium. Shared also, but not shared equally. Rory Loy.
No, most certainly not, Al. Falkirk were fantastic on the day and they set the stall out. They set the bar high in terms of their offensive intent from minute one. The ball was played out wide to Calvin Miller from kick-off. It did make his way eventually into the box. He went to cut the ball back and Ethan Brown saw the shot deflect off his leg into the back of the net, and that's pretty much summed up Kilmarnock's day, out with 1 or 2 little glimpses at goal and 1 goal itself. On 28 minutes, Stewart's header was palmed out by Roos. Really poor attempt, to be fair, and Dylan Tate managed to come and tap it into the back of the net. He wasn't going to miss from there. Stewart's head played a big part in this game and caused Kilmarnock all sorts of problems, and it was a corner kick, went all the way to the back edge of the box, and it was Cole Donaldson who smashed a volley across goal, more than hope and expectation I would have suggested, but there was his pal Barney Stewart to glance it into the far corner to make it 3-0. Watson did have a shot up the other end which was easily saved by Bain, followed by a shot from Kiltie from 25 yards which did fly past the Falkirk goalkeeper Scott Bain to give Kilmarnock a glimmer of hope going into the break, as it was 3-1. There was a couple of opportunities actually for Falkirk towards the end of the first half and one for Kilmarnock, but they didn't end up in any more goals. Falkirk kept flying out the traps in the second half, and Barney Stewart tapped home from a Calvin Miller cross, and it was 5-1 not long after, when Dylan Tate's strike from 25 yards flew past the goalkeeper Kellerus, who I thought looked really short confidence on the day. 2 for Tate, 2 for Barney Stewart at this point, and an own goal. And there was other chances for Falkirk. How they didn't make it 6 when Brogio hit the post, it went across the goal. Miller and Stewart between them somehow managed to contrive not to put it in the back of the net. Following on from that, Finn Yates hit the post. Brian Graham had a chance from across on the left hand side. Philip Lisa was a standout on the day. Liam Henderson was a standout on the day. Barney Stewart, you could run through the full team. Falkirk, by far and away the best team. 5-1 did not flatter them, and it finishes here at the Falkirk Stadium. Falkirk 5, come on at 1.
Yeah, incredible stuff from John McGlynn's side once again, and consolidating, to say the least, their place in the top 6. We'll bring you post-match reaction from around the grounds as soon as we have it. But let's get back to Tynecastle, having cut Kerdy Nidsan off in his prime. Let's get back and give him centre stage once more.
Sorry about that, Al. That was the award-winning all-time match summary between, I think, myself and Ryan Stevenson. Apparently you didn't hear any of it at all, so sorry about that. We'll go again, Ryan, shall we, this time with feeling. But we were saying that Hearts thoroughly merited their 1-0 win. Tynecastle now is absolutely deserted, but a few moments ago it was still jumping. We still had Derek McInnes and some of the players out celebrating. And why? Well, because it was victory number 19 of an incredible season so far to draw the gap over second place Rangers up to 7 points. And of course, Rangers welcome Celtic to Ibrox tomorrow. Hearts can only take care of their own business, and they did that magnificently once again today. The only goal of the game came from Claudio Braga, his 12th in the league, his 15th overall. It was a thing of beauty. A lovely cutback from Kabori, an acute angled finish from Braga. When he's around the 6-yard box, you know he's rarely going to miss. Before that, Kabori actually did miss an arguably better chance. He was through one-on-one with Dimitar Mitov. He lobbed the goalkeeper, but he couldn't find the target. It bounced agonisingly inches wide of the goalkeeper's right-hand post. Hearts were fully on top in the first half. In the second half, Aberdeen restructured, they reorganised, they brought on some substitutes at half time. They went to a back three with wing backs, and they pretty much matched Hearts for large periods in the second half. That said, Hearts still had the better of the chances. Blair Spittle curled a shot just wide. Claudio Braga drew a good save from Mitov. Aberdeen, the longer the game went on, the more they maybe sniffed an equaliser. They had a couple of shouts from them for penalties. Stuart Armstrong went down in the box. Kevin Nisbet wanted a handball. There was nothing doing. It was competitive. It was feisty, especially after the final whistle when a couple of the players came together. Then we saw both managers, Peter Leaven and Derek McInnes, having an animated chin wag between the pair of them. We had just about everything here. Drama, energy, commitment, a quality goal, some good football at times from both sides, but in particular Ryan Stevenson from Hearts, who now go to 63 points. I don't know how many it's going to take to win this league. Maybe 80, maybe 81. Well, Hearts are 17-18 from that with 9 games to play.
Yeah, maybe just another 3 points and another game ticked off. I mean, and now they're down to single figures. So every week they kind of just they answer the questions that are put in front of them, and even when they do have a defeat or a bad result, they bounce straight back. And I mean, they were worthy winners today. They controlled the game in the main. They had some really good chances. Aberdeen tried to hit them in the break a couple of times, but that final ball and that sort of final bit of quality from Aberdeen was missing. And Hearts just did what Hearts have done all season. The fans backed them. I mean, there was a little bit of anxiety in the last 15-20 minutes, and the Hearts players you could feel that, but the fans sort of helped them through it as well. And it's just another 3 points on the board. They can sit back tonight, enjoy their night, look forward to the game tomorrow. And as I said to you when I was on my rant, which obviously none of the boys heard or none of the listeners heard, the pressure now that goes on to the Old Firm tomorrow. I mean, the Old Firm game just in general is a massive game, but as Michael Stewart said before the game's kicked off, both of these teams now are looking not just at catching Hearts, but the fact that Motherwell are right on their coattails as well. So I mean, the season, and obviously the other results coming in as well. I was sitting looking at your laptop as the game was going on and the results coming in. This season has been absolutely bonkers, and it's just another weekend of great football, great results, and we can all sit back and look forward to tomorrow's game now. But yeah, I have for a while. I think Hearts will win the league. I genuinely do. I cannot see Hearts buckling. I cannot see Hearts losing 3 or 4 games. Even more so in the split, I don't think they will. I just can't see them losing the title now. I genuinely can't.
What they now have as well, which may be to their advantage, is a late season break. They are out of the Scottish Cup. They now have a couple of weeks off. We think potentially Cammy Devlin may be back from injury for their next match, which is away to Kilmarnock in a fortnight. They won't worry about that too much, because right now, after 29 matches, they have 63 points. They have a 7-point lead over Rangers, who welcome Celtic to Ibrox tomorrow. So I suspect they'll be going home to put their feet up, open a box of popcorn, kick back and relax. Final score here, Hearts 1, Aberdeen 0.
They'll be enjoying their trip away to Dubai, that's for sure.
No, I'm not
I don't think they'll be going there.
I'm not sure that's going to go ahead.
That was the troubles in the Middle East.
Jeez.
They'll
not be enjoying it. They'll not be enjoying it then. No. Need to go
the
get a wee bit of warm weather somewhere else then, won't they?
Well, we'll see. In the Championship then, let's wrap up the games that we had reporters at today, starting with Derek Ferguson at Firhill. Partick Thistle against Arbroath. Derek.
Scoring here at Firhill. That first half, Alistair, enough says about it the better. It was totally uneventful. It was torrid, to be truthful. But getting into the second half, Arbroath were certainly the brighter. Had a couple of opportunities early on, Marshall and Nisbet with efforts at goals. But then the drama started into that second half. Thistle, they were reduced to 10 men. O'Reilly sent off. Violent conduct, I believe, for a challenge on Dow. That injected a little bit of life into the Thistle side, with Fitzpatrick blasting just wide of the target in 58 minutes. The visitors, they carved out it was a great chance in 84 minutes. It was Stewart laying in Marshall. Hit his shot pretty well, but McAdam in goal saved it pretty well. There was to be more drama going into the dying minutes of the game. It was another sending off, this time for Arbroath. It was O'Brien sent off, hauling down Samuel from that resulting free kick. Ocean Smith, he rattled the bar from 18 yards out, so unlucky. Then Smith again, he hit the bar. This time it was on the 90th minute, a thumping right foot shot from 25 yards out with the keeper beat. But you've got to say, it's for all the Thistle fans that turned up here today, so disappointing from their point of view, falling further behind the league leaders St Johnstone. It finished Partick Thistle 0, Arbroath 0.
Thanks very much, Derek. Yeah, we'll bring you the classified football results and then the tables in just a moment. But first of all, we'll cross to McDermott Park, where the Championship leaders St Johnstone were at home to Ayr United, and Chris Dillon was there for us.
And it finished St Johnstone 3, Ayr United 1 here in McDermott Park. St Johnstone showing why they're top of the Championship and strongly finishing this season. Rhys McAleer fired in a fantastic half volley to put them in the lead after 15 minutes after a great cross from Gullen. That lead only lasted for 2 minutes because Liam Dick equalised for Ayr United after a glancing header after a long ball into the box. And in the 42nd minute, Czech Diabate doubled the lead for St Johnstone by heading in a fantastic cross again from Jamie Gullen from a corner. He found himself 6 yards out and he headed into the top corner to make it 2-1. Both sides had chances in the second half. Stanton had a shot saved. Finney cut one across the 6-yard box, but there was nobody there for Ayr United. Kevin Holt with a header saved at the back post. But the third was put on a plate for Rudy Payton after a counter-attack for St Johnstone. 4v2 breakaway. He rounded the goalkeeper and he tapped into an empty net to make it St Johnstone 3, Ayr United 1.
Yeah, thanks to Chris Doolan there for that report from McDermott Park, where St Johnstone stretched their lead at the top of the Championship. We'll give you confirmation of that for the tables just in a moment, but let's head to the classified football results. So bringing together all the scores from around the country, starting with the William Hill Premiership. It finished